are right. You know why? Because I didn't push the button. It would help if I push the go live button. See, that's what I said. Like, it's just going to be the way it's going to be tonight, right? It's just, spazzing out, and like half of my hair is like disappearing on this side, and I don't like it. I don't like when it does that shit. Anyway, thank you guys for being so patient with me tonight. It's just going to be the way it's going to be, okay? It's going to be the way it's going to be. Hey, Davey, do you know that you are in the request? Beloved, do you know you're in the request? Thank you. It was kind of frizzing out because there's a lot of humidity in the air, but I did my best, what I had to work with today. It's just going to be one of them days. Yeah, I have a bunch of new stuff to go over with you guys. I was trying to get on at 7. It just didn't work out. I was trying to eat, feed Jonah. He's still upstairs, finishing eating because he eats very slow, like very slow. And so my daughter's going to bring him down when he's done eating. And yeah, so I didn't make it on, but we will go over the news, latest news headlines after the interview, if you guys want to stick around. But yeah, we are. One of the things that did happen is Ken Paxton won the Texas Senate race. So, yep, Ken Paxton won, the Trumpian, more Trumpy than Trumpy, Ken Paxton, who was apparently charged with corruption shortly after he was elected to, I think, Attorney General or something. It is, Inger. It is. And he won by a lot. And so if you guys weren't here last week, Stacey and I was discussing why we thought the Trump-backed candidates were winning so handily now. He was impeached by his own party. Yes, Stacey, that's right. He was impeached by his own party for corruption and some other stuff. So as soon as I heard that he won, I reached out to Jess Simone, right? Our friend Jess Simone, because she lives in Texas. She knows all about Texas politics. And I remember her, oh, you do, Inger. Yeah. So you know that people who live in Texas know Ken Paxton very, very well. And so yeah, Jess pretty much said that he's the devil, right? His wife's divorcing him for adultery, not surprising. But yeah, she pretty much said that he's the devil, and that it's like the worst possible person to be senator, right? It's bad enough that he's Attorney General of Texas. Him getting a hold of the levers of power at the federal level is a disaster, right? Like that would be a disaster. Although, and I don't know if it's copium or what, but I did see a couple reports. I've been on like a little staycation for the last couple of days, guys. But what I saw today, just in passing, was some people are saying that this is going to give Tallarico the best chance to win that seat, because Ken Paxton is that bad. Like he is that bad. Like that some people are like on the right are just going to refuse to vote for him, and especially independents are going to refuse to vote for him, and they're just not going to vote at all, right? And so that's going to actually give Tallarico an advantage in Texas. But I don't know. To me, the chances that Ken Paxton could potentially, win that Senate seat, to me, it's like just the fact that he is favored, right? Because Democrats haven't won in a statewide race in Texas in 40 or 50 years. So he's still favored to win that race. But I mean, if enough people get out and vote, right, and enough people on the right and right-leaning independents just refuse to vote for him. What the hell? Yeah. TikTok's talking to me and like like recommending things for me to say. It wanted me to say, oh, we've been on for about 10 minutes. How's your night going so far? I guess it's going to start sending us scripts. I don't know. Maybe it didn't like what I was saying and wanted me to say something else. This is getting wild, y'all. Not gonna lie, it's like this AI stuff is getting wild. You know, not that I don't use it. You know, I use it, you know, to help me do research and all this other stuff, and to like kind of organize my thoughts. But yeah, it's getting a little extra the way it's being integrated into just about everything that we do. Yeah, it's weirded me out a little bit. Not gonna lie, not gonna lie. Yeah, it's like oh, we don't think what you're saying is you know, informative enough or engaging enough. Here, try saying this. Like a like one of the movies where they're like they got like a you know, a thing in their ear, like an earphone in their ear, and like you got somebody with a radio or whatever and sitting in a car telling them what to say. It's like that. It's like that. Yeah. So let's see if I can send out an invite to Tia to help her find her way to us. Let's see. Oh, I forgot to send out my invites to people. Got to make sure everybody, if you guys are not already, why did the chat do that? Yeah, this is crazy. Swipe left. All right. Where'd my thingy go? Yeah, it's like my screen has hairspray or something on it, and it's not like. I told you it was going to be one of them nights, guys. I warned you ahead of time. Yeah, I forgot to send out my invites. That's why hardly anybody's here. So guys, if you have not already, if you could please do me a big favor, while we're waiting for Tia to come in, if you could go to my, like, click on my face here, or the little cartoon picture of my face, in the, you know, up there, right above me. Oh, you can like, and click on the bell that's, and it says like, notify me when Lisa goes live or something like that. And do that. That way you guys will automatically get a notification whenever we are live. And that will help me, because that's less people that I have to send invites out to let, you know, notifications that we are live. So it's very helpful, because I usually send about 50 invites every night to people to let them know we are here and we are on and all the good things. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. And there we go. Send the invite. There we go. Let's see, what else do we got tonight? Oh, they're having a WWE fight at the White House. Like, they literally have a stage set up on the lawn. Okay, guys, we have a flash goal. I need 8 different people to send 1 heart puff. Please and thank you. Do it on my backup account. So that's 1. There we go. Did I send it? There we go now. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Appreciate you so much. And please, guys, if you could, please tap, you know, tap, subscribe, do all the good things. Stacy usually does this part, but she's busy. You know, do all the wonderful things. Ingrid, did you mean a request? Or are you boosting, or was it an accident, or do you want to come up? Okay. All right, love. Thank you for tapping. I appreciate it so much. Yay. So let's see what else is happening. Our lovely producers, they curated a lot for you guys tonight. So there's a lot of news that we can go over. So speaking of Ken Paxton, it looks like when he was as the Texas Attorney General, right? There was this guy, Adam Hoffman. He was 49 years old. He wasn't a Texas attorney himself. He faced life without parole for repeatedly essaying a young one. And Ken Paxton, who is the Attorney General, offered him 1 day in jail and said that he would not have to register as an offender on the offender list. A judge increased his sentence to a whopping 60 days. And he gets out in June already. His 60 days are almost up. So yeah, isn't that special? So because it's one of Ken Paxton's boys. Oh, it's UFC. Oh, okay, Farrah, thank you. So it's UFC. So excuse me, I stand corrected. They're having a UFC fight on the White House lawn, not a WWE fight. But yeah, that's who Ken Paxton is. Somebody who would pretty much protect people on the e-files, which is, I'm sure, why Trump endorsed him. Yeah, Kayla. I think that would be good. I think that would be good for him. He got out on his 29th day. Isn't that something? Good behavior, Grammy, right? Good behavior. Can't beat that time for good behavior. Guys, can you please share out the live? Please, please, please. Please share out the live. Okay, and let's see who we have next.
Hey now.
Hey, Stace.
How are you? How is everyone? Sorry I'm late. I was hoping she was late, so therefore I'm late regardless. Thank you for having me. For everybody. I was listening though. Anybody that's new, that's just come in, welcome to Friends of Political Benefits. We are going to be interviewing Tia Lebrun from Louisiana. What district is that for?
District 5. Matt's in District 4.
5. Right. Matt's District 4. Tia is District 5. And we're going to give her some love. We're going to have her some really great questions. We would love your engagement up on the panel and in the chat. As always, please observe the rules for flight.
Yes.
You know where all the exits are, so see your way out before we have to see you out. If you are disrespectful, if you are using slurs on the panel or down in the chat, if you are spamming the chat, and if you are using all caps, because that's for mods and those who are vision impaired, we just ask that everybody be respectful. When we bring you up, please put yourself on mute and act like you got some good sense. We're gonna have a good time, right? Right.
Yes,
now let's all come be together with Jesus and set this party off. And by the way, Trump's little UFC celebration for his birthday comes with a price tag of $60 million.
Is that all? $60 million.
$60 million. But we can't afford health care.
We can't afford health care because he needs to have a UFC fight for his birthday, $60 million one on the White House lawn. So yeah, we can't have health care. We can't even have some tax credits for the ACA in order to keep our health care down just a little tad bit, with everything else being so expensive now. we can't even have that, right? That's a bridge too far. But we can have a $60 million for a UFC fight. We can have $1 billion for a ballroom. Can somebody riddle me this? We can't pay for SNAP, right, Inger? But riddle me this, guys. Why do they keep having these pew-pewings around Trump that are nowhere near Trump, but just around him? And every time they do, they start saying that he needs a ballroom.
Right.
Tell me how a ballroom is going to prevent pew-pewings outside of the White House.
Lisa.
Yeah.
You gotta think like Trump.
Okay.
Like that other little thing that we were talking about, because words matter. They're going to prevent pew-pews for him.
Yeah, but what's like the difference between now and a ballroom?
He'll be hiding in the basement of it.
I guess, but they already have a basement. They have a bunker in the White House already.
But he wants a bigger one. So he has, right, but he wants one. He wants a bigger one. He wants a better one.
I know, but I'm saying what logic are they trying to give us, right? Like what logic from the people around Trump that are saying that call for him to need a ballroom every time there's a pew-pewing in his vicinity?
Because he wants a ballroom, and they're like, shut him the fuck up. Send somebody out there, give him a little or other. He won't stop talking about it.
So you're saying
he's like a toddler.
Every time there's an opportunity.
Can I have some more?
So what you're saying is every time they have an opportunity to talk to the press, they are saying he needs the ballroom, and there's and they're like, insert reason here. Insert reason for the ballroom here.
Because if they absolutely, and if they don't, he's gonna be like, how come you didn't ask about the ballroom? How come you didn't tell him how much you need the ballroom? Don't you know my life is in danger? Don't you want your president to be what kind of I don't know. They're like, please don't primary me, Mr. President. We worship at your knee, Mr. President, King.
And that's
this is why when people are like, we got to get rid of him. I'm like, listen, he keeps them busy. He keeps them occupied. They're like, oh, for fuck's sake. I think I saw Tia come in.
Oh, did she? Okay.
I think I did. Tia, are you here?
So guys, also, can we also talk just very quickly? This is going to be something I'm going to be bringing up a lot between now and the midterms. Do make sure that you or nobody around you is falling for this bull crap Republican okie doke, where they're now trying to pretend that they're doing their job and they care about the Constitution and they care about people's cost of living and all that stuff. Remember, these are the people who gave us the one big beautiful bill and who made fun of Democrats during the shutdown and used people not eating as blackmail against Democrats because they care, and they laughed and joked about Democrats caring about that stuff, and that they could use it as a blackmail, as a carrot for Democrats to end the shutdown by giving people their SNAP benefits, right?
Yeah,
These
how'd that work out for them?
Yeah,
how'd that work out for them? They tried to paint us as the heartless ones, but we are sweeping them in elections.
Yes.
Right.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. They try to paint us as the heartless ones, even though they admit it then during the shutdown that oh yeah, Democrats care about that stuff. Democrats care about people eating. So we are going to use the fact that we are keeping people from eating, that we are Trump remember fought it in court, right? Trump and Republicans fought in court to make sure that they were not forced to give people food stamps. For money they had to give, they had money to provide these food stamps to people, but they took it to court to make sure that they could not be forced to give these people food when they needed it, because they wanted to hold it over Democrats' heads and say, we don't care about this stuff, but we know you do. So if you want people to
Right.
eat, and the shutdown.
Right. It's like General Zod is running the country.
Mm-hmm.
If you care so much for these humans, then
Yeah.
you will save them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, hold on. Let me see if I can find Tia. No, she's not in here. She's not
Okay.
in the. Oh,
Okay.
wait. Let's see. I don't know. Cindy Lou, do you know you're in the request? And St. Glitzy, do you know you're in the request? Yes. Okay. All right. When I bring you up, put yourself on mute. Okay.
Hi.
You okay? Hey, St. Glitzy, welcome to the panel. What's on your
Hey,
mind tonight?
nigger, you're old
My
as fuck.
neighbor
You gonna
has the
die.
cutest dachshund puppies. Oh my God. And there's a bunny on my step. I'm sorry, bunny. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just had to take care of the trash.
Yeah. Yeah, just take trash out. Yeah, they are the cutest dachshund puppies. Anyway, something else that I wanted to mention that I heard going on in a live the other night. Someone was arguing the point and they were like on our side, but I was like, the person in the chat was doing not a spectacular job of explaining their point, and I think because they were opposition, they were misunderstood. They were listening through that lens. So when it comes to SNAP benefits, cash assistance, all the things we know to be welfare,
Mm-hmm.
the person was saying, what and I agree. He was like, yeah, the system is fucked. And they were like, what do you mean? It's like his phrasing of why would you try to get a better job? Why would you work to make a little bit more money when a little bit more money is going to get you kicked off your benefits? And it was being perceived that he was saying, this is why they're lazy and they just sit around. But what he's saying is the system keeps you down. Like, it started, from what I gathered, I came in, it started as him saying, trying to say, people stay on welfare. There's no motivation to get off of welfare. And because, again, of where he was coming from, his position overall, it made it seem like he was just saying people aren't motivated because they're lazy. When actually, what I think he was saying, which is true, is that they need to make it so that you can make more money, make a livable wage before you get kicked off your benefits. There she is.
Hi, Tia.
Hi, Tia. Oh, she might not know her mic is up yet. Hi.
Hi. Do you know how to turn your camera on?
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear us?
I'm looking for it now. Yes.
Hi.
There you are. Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you? How are you doing today? You've been busy today?
Well, I am fully staffed at the little daycare part of the school that I work at. It's birth through 8th grade. And finally, I have all the people I need on the daycare side in place. So super
Nice.
Super important day.
Nice. Well, welcome to Friends with Political Benefits. I'm Lisa, and right below me is my amazing co-host, Stacy. She is at the salon right now, but she's, she is still going to, do her thing. And
I'm not at the salon. I'm home now. I was in the car. I'm just getting myself situated. I was walking in the house just as Tia was walking in her home.
I stand corrected.
Yeah.
Not at the salon anymore.
Yeah, I definitely need to visit one. I've been keeping my nails done ever since the campaigning started. And it is about time.
Yeah, I have a work thing tomorrow that I had to have them done for. So they're closed on Tuesday, Memorial Day, whatever, it doesn't matter, but I'm here now. I wasn't over having a day of beauty. So welcome in. We're glad that you made it. Thank you so much for making time for us. We truly appreciate it. We know that it is not easy anywhere in the country, but certainly not down in the deep red South, especially Louisiana. You guys are really up against a lot. And so we wanted to have you on so that you could tell us about your platform, your policy positions, all the vision that you have, the positions that you'll be taking, what we can expect from you and your campaign during the campaign and once you are elected. And then to be able to ask us any questions that you may have. We're here to support during and after the live. We often hold Zoom meetings. If you have questions about how do you think this will land? How's this messaging sound? We haven't gotten a good response. Any thoughts, like any feedback or participation that we could give to you that would support you in your campaign, we're happy to do so. So welcome.
I really appreciate that.
You're absolutely welcome.
Thanks for having me. It's been a wild ride starting out in politics. So do you want me to just start on what you were wanting me to do, or you question by question?
Yep. Question. Me and Stacey usually take turns answering questions, and once in a while we might get one of our creator friends that hop in and they'll like just, like our friend Terry, he loves talking about the Supreme Court. He loves talking about campaign finance reform and stuff like that. So we might see him in a little bit. But yeah, he's from Arkansas. He's just darling, and yeah, he's just amazing. But yeah, and our friend Steve too. Facts don't matter. He wanted to be here, but he had dad duty, so he couldn't. So he sends his apologies, guys. He really wants
family
to be
first.
Yep, family first, always. So yeah, Tia, we know that you have a tough primary against Lindsay Garcia, and she got the what? No.
That's a different district. Actually, it's John Day who got the endorsement.
So you're in District 3. Okay.
Yes.
See, Matt told us you were Lindsay's opponent.
Oh no, he might have. He might have just gotten that mixed up, but yeah, I am in District 3.
Okay, so she's in District 3, guys. I lied. So, yeah, so she's in District 3. She is John Day's opponent. So can you tell us like what parts of Louisiana, like your district? Well, did the new map pass first?
I don't know that it's official yet, but I know generally it's going to be the same. It's District 3 isn't going to change a whole lot. It takes up a lot of coastal Louisiana from the western side that touches Texas to at least midway through the sole of the boot, if you imagine, Louisiana as the shape of the boot that it is. Mm-hmm. So it's mostly coastal Louisiana and very rural southern reaches that are at or south of I-10, which is the corridor that will take you from east to west across the U.S.
Okay, so yeah, I know Matt took us through like the map thing, and he said that the one that's likely to pass is the one that keeps one Black majority district, right? And then
absolutely, yeah. Right? So the one that's likely to pass is gonna only have the one minority district.
So do you have any insight or any opinion about why they kept the one? Because from what Matt told me, Republicans very much wanted that 6-0 map. So do you have any thoughts about why they kept the one?
I think it's because right now there is enormous community participation compared to past legislative sessions. And this was kind of a shock to all of us that this happened. It just has gotten people upset, and the right people, evidently, who contacted their legislators and told them that they could not pass the 6-0 map. the League of Women Voters has proposed one that's much fairer. And I am hopeful that, if elected, I'll be able to be part of the end gerrymandering nationwide movement.
I love that. So what you're saying, when you say, like people were shocked it happened, when it happened, you're talking about the gutting of the Voting Rights Act, obviously. And what you're speaking to is that Republicans are scared out of their minds about energizing Black voters.
Yes. And what I was actually alluding to was I didn't think even the decision was going to have the effect that it did here. I mean, having 2 Black majority districts in Louisiana, I don't understand how that was cause for a state of emergency. And for the governor to cancel part of the election and then confuse the whole state thinking that it was all or none, like the whole thing was canceled or the whole thing was still on. People were contacting me as late as last week, not knowing that their vote for me did not count.
That was the point.
Yeah, that was the point, to confuse people.
Yeah.
And now people are going to
I guess having a conscience, though,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what? Have we met Republican Party? Conscience be damned is their motto.
Yeah, and Stacey was like, wait, you didn't think that it was cause for a state of emergency? Have you met white men? Especially white men in the Republican Party, like
old white men in the Republican.
Yes, old white men. The Black people are coming.
They're
right?
coming
Like,
in,
I mean,
Elmer.
Yeah. Oh my God, they're creeping in. They got 2 districts. They're gonna have all 6 soon. Like that's it's a hair on fire moment for them. Yeah, they are. Yeah. So it's so funny. So what I told Matt, this is my view of it. There's 2 reasons they did not want to energize Black voters more than they already are.
Yeah.
Because Black voters were already energized before the Voting Rights Act was gutted, because of all the stuff the Trump administration has been doing to make sure that Black people know that they are getting put back in their place. Right? Like that's what it's been about. The DEIA rollbacks, the whitewashing of history, the taking down of like statues and memorials and all that stuff to Black civil rights leaders and all those things. That let's not talk about, don't say Black, right? It's like the don't say gay movement, don't say Black, right? It's the same thing. It's the same idea that he had during C-19, where if you don't test for C-19, there won't be no C-19.
Yeah.
Right? So if you don't talk about racism and race and stuff, there won't be no racism. You're causing it by talking. If you point out discrimination, if you point out racism, that is discrimination in and of itself, because you're making white people feel bad. Like that's where we're at. I mean, that's where we're at. And I feel like they are in uncharted territory themselves. They don't know what's going to happen, especially in those southern states where you have, like Louisiana, 30% of their population are Black, right? Black, the Black community makes up 30% of their population. So if voter engagement got really, really high in the Black community, they would be donezo, right? Because there would be enough, Black voters and Hispanic voters and left-wing white voters to run the table on them in every seat. It really would. It would be a game changer. And so they're like, no, we like that half the Black community are apathetic to voting or believe voting is not going to change anything. Right. If they see that, yes, it does, that there's big changes happening, they're going to be like, huh, wait a minute. What is happening over there? And so that is part of it. But I also believe, just looking at the data, looking at the maps, there's only so much they can dilute Black voting power before the Black voting power starts to dilute Republican voting power.
Mhm.
So I do
Yes.
believe that breaking up that first majority Black district and trying to force it into the other, districts, and in order to make that majority Black district, they would have to take most of the Black voters out of the district, put them in other districts, which would make them more favorable to Democrats, right? Make them more purple. And they would also have to take a lot of white voters, a lot, and put them in that 6th district in order to turn it into a Republican friendly district. So you would be talking about no Republican safe seats left in the congressional caucus, right? None. They would all be like maybe +4 Republican, +3 in a year when we are having a blue tsunami, right? Like when the electorate is swinging so hard to the left and we are expecting a wave election, they know that they fear, right? A situation like that could see them lose all 6 seats. And that's what I think is part of the equation.
Well, I would like to think so. They did very much concentrate their effort to keep a stripe along the middle of Louisiana where the majority of Black communities are.
Yeah.
And they are at least 30%. I think at the last census, it was about 35, and we're the second Blackest state
Wow.
after Georgia. I'm a Native American from Houma, Louisiana, and part of the tribe there. We have about 19 to 20,000 enrolled members. And, that was in the maps that I was originally running for this year, because I live in Lafayette, which is kind of central in Louisiana, in South Louisiana. So it included from the Texas line to my hometown, which was really cool. And now they'll be edited out with the new map. So that was very disappointing. But the way that they tried to concentrate the communities of color is just diabolical here. And hopefully enough white citizens and Native Americans and Latinos and everyone will come out to vote to show them that they made the wrong decision in trying to take away people's power.
Yeah. What is the temperature, if I may ask, within your tribe and other tribes?
I am only involved a little bit with the politics of my tribe. I can tell you that a lot of them are not super fans of Clay Higgins, who is my ultimate opponent. He has not brought what he's promised to South Louisiana at all. And we live all across South Louisiana. So he had promised to fix the I-10 bridge, which is one of the worst bridges in the United States. Mm-hmm. I don't even drive over it anymore. And he has not done that. He had promised, or he actually went over our chief's head because of a tribal member's request to have us congressionally recognized by the federal government, which is a lot less an intensive and time-taking process. It's less respectable among tribes to be congressionally recognized rather than go through the process that's been laid out for tribes to be officially recognized. So he has really offended a whole lot of people, and he was also going to be my opponent there. So now I think it's Steve Scalise who's going to have Houma. And I have encouraged my tribe to vote for Lauren Jewett, the special education teacher who's running against him. I've met her. She's wonderful. But we're facing a lot of reduced federal grant opportunities lately, too. And that has not been great. We have, in our tribe, like other tribes nationwide, we have health issues that are generational, like alcoholism and diabetes and things of that nature, that we try to address through these programs that are supposed to help those that are marginalized. And since funding will be reduced with our administration's cuts to everything, it's not going to be helpful. I'm sure other tribes are facing that too.
Yeah. Do you find that they're very much civically engaged? We haven't spent a lot of time in our space. We haven't had the opportunity, and I think it's an important conversation to have, to recognize the needs and desires and the voice, like what is being said within our Native American community. Are they? I could see. I know my people don't vote, right? My people are like, F the system, and you haven't done anything for us lately. I could really see Native Americans being like, fall back, bro. Like, get in line, right? We are not interested in what you're selling, because we are always at the bottom of the heap as far as getting resources allocated to us. So I was just curious to hear if there is civic engagement where they're like, yeah, we're done too, we're going to band together, or if they're feeling dejected, especially after what's recently happened.
I feel that more of them vote in our tribal political elections than in general elections. I mean, the voter turnout in any midterm year for Louisiana is less than 40%. Mm-hmm. It's not something that people get out and do unless they're civically engaged, or, you know, like me, my kids who are old enough, I'm going to drive them to the polls to make sure that they vote. It is not like that everywhere. I have cousins who are near my age who said that they were going to register to vote for the first time because I was running.
Oh, I love
so that. It's hard to say what the percentage is. I don't think anybody's ever looked at that actually in our state, what the tribes voting percentages are. We have several that are federally recognized and several that are not. So, but our tribe is kind of special in that our elders lost our Muskogean language to French when they were trading with the French. So all of my grandparents spoke Louisiana French as a first language. I speak French too. I became a French immersion teacher because my great-grandmother went into her deuxième enfance. And that's like when they get older, they revert to their first language. So she was in her 80s, and probably 6 months before she passed, she reverted to Louisiana French, and I couldn't talk to her at 13 years old, and it broke my heart. I was like, this is never going to happen again. So I never stopped learning. But because of that, we're recognized by the state of Louisiana, who has a rich French cultural heritage, Canada, Belgium, France, and a couple of countries in Africa that are mostly French speaking, where we have accords to get guest teachers. So we're internationally recognized, even though our own government hasn't recognized us yet.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing that. Lisa, did you want to take
yeah, so yep, so I know we kind of just got into it, but do you want to talk, Tia, a little bit about like your background, your occupation, your education, and why you decided to run? What motivated you to run?
Okay, so I am a teacher by trade. I have been teaching since 2004. I started teaching high school French and social studies, and then moved into French immersion elementary. That was in Lake Charles for 12 years. I was in the Lake Charles, Calcasieu area right next to Texas. Some people say it's more like East Texas than Louisiana. Mm-hmm. Then I moved to Lafayette, where I was an immersion educator and supervisor. So I ran a program there with 100 international teachers. 65 were internationals, 35 were local, and over 3,000 students participating in the program from pre-K to 12th grade. So I managed that program for 6 years. In 2022, I left that job and jumped into the race really late against Clay Higgins because nobody was running against him. I had actually contacted our state Democratic Party to ask who I could support. And they said they didn't have a candidate to run. And I said, well, I'll run if there's no one else. And I had just decided to leave my supervision job. So it was a perfect time to do something new. My husband completely supported me in that decision. And I ran the best race I could from July to November, raised about $40,000 as a first-time candidate, and had a lot of fun traveling around the state. It was right after the Roe v. Wade
That's
decision.
good. That's really good. $40,000 for a first-time candidate is really good.
Well, it felt really good after I looked at it because I had no idea what I was raising in the course of it.
Right, because you were spending it
but
as
yeah.
you went on signs and whatever
Right.
you need it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it, of course, wasn't enough to defeat somebody with the name recognition that Clay has. He started out as a reality TV star here for our local Louisiana Cops edition. So people knew his name statewide already. As a teacher, I don't have great name recognition even now, but I did encourage over 20,000 people to vote for me that first time, even in a jungle primary. So on the jungle primary ballot, there were about 9 or 10 of us, and I came in 4th. And, for a first time, I didn't feel that that was all that bad. I was like, okay, I did the best I could. I was the second Democrat on the list alphabetically. So that was, people will look down, okay, first Dem. And because they don't have enough time to look up 9 or 10 people on a jungle primary. And unfortunately, that's where we're going back to in November. And they really reduced the number of signatures you need to 250. So there's going to be all kinds of people on that ballot. I had come up in Louisiana. I was born and raised here, the oldest daughter of a single mother. And she had 4 children, all without, a father's presence. And so I started helping to raise my siblings at 8 or 9 years old. She worked 2 or 3 jobs sometimes to pay all of the bills on her own. She only had an 8th grade education. So I'm a first generation high school graduate. And I ended up getting my bachelor's in education and a master's in special education. And I'm working on a doctorate in second language instruction. So I've always tried to lead by example with my kids. I was a teen mom at 18. I became pregnant my senior year of high school. And I still went on to complete college regardless. I found whatever route I needed, Pell Grants, loans, whatever I could get. I was a waitress until 2016 at the same time as teaching and going to school. So I did all that as a single mom sometimes. And then in 2008, I finally met my husband and we got married. Well, in 2007, I guess. But we got married in 2008 and we have 6 kids altogether.
Wow.
And I have 4 grandkids that are wonderful. I do my best to get them for a full weekend every month so that their mom can go have fun and take a break. Because I know how much as a young mom, I needed that break. And my grandmother and aunts would always help out when I needed it.
What is your grandmom name?
Her name is Eugenia.
No, what do the grandchildren call you?
Oh, what they call me. They call me Lola.
Lola. I love
Yeah, my grandmother, Eugenia, that I just mentioned, her dad was an immigrant from the Philippines. And my great grandma was Homa tribe. So she's half Filipina. And I looked up how to say grandma and grandpa in Philippines, and I picked that one.
Yeah, I work with, I have a work colleague whose kids, she's always imitating her kids. She's like, oh, my mom gives them everything. They're always like, Lola, Lola this, Lola that. That's sweet.
Yeah.
I love that. So what are your top 3 priorities for when you first get elected? Like, what would be your first bill? What would be your first big push?
Well, that has become the in gerrymandering nationwide recently, and I'm going to stick to that. So that and codifying bodily autonomy and restructuring or reinforcing the EPA, because the coasts along Louisiana really need protection. The 3 pillars of my platform are our culture, our economy, and our land. They all tie together in some way, but we have to have our land or we won't have any of the rest. So that has to be first and foremost.
I love
Yeah,
that.
I absolutely love that. So what do you see for immigration, right? Louisiana is, right down there, in that area, right? You're I'm sure a lot of people, especially in a Republican district, are talking about immigration. I know when people come to the live that are on the right, that's their main thing, that it doesn't matter if Trump's doing anything else, but immigration is why they voted for him, and they love everything that he's doing with immigration and want him to do more. So what to you, what should happen with that? Like, what does a fair, a fair, well-rounded immigration system look like to you?
I think we address the elephant in the room first, which is all the backlogs that have caused all the distress lately. And to do that, we take the money that we're using for ICE and we use it to hire about 2,000 judges for about 2 years to eliminate the backlog. Then we revise and maybe modernize some of the procedures that we have for visas. I understand a lot about visas because I had to work with JHQ series visas whenever I was working with international teachers. So if we have more modernized, streamlined processes, it would decrease the amount of wait time that we have for some people. There are also things that we could do to help them once they're here, once they've been approved. I have, for example, a teacher that I know, and she became a teacher here in Louisiana. She's from Nigeria, from a part that is often in unrest, and she can't get her original transcripts from her university as a result, because it's not safe for her to go back to where she's from because of all of the fighting that has been happening for a couple of decades, which is why they moved in the first place. So she has digital copies. We have the technology now to tell whether or not those are faked. Why not accept that for submission to becoming a certified professional in your area of expertise, or whatever pathways we have for educators anywhere? That kind of thing is holding people back from reaching their full potential once they are approved to be here and once they are permanent residents. We also should have more judges that are trained in immigration law. What we're seeing right now are a whole lot of cases go through judges that have a certain quota that haven't been trained, and other judges that are really spot on and well-trained who have been dismissed. That kind of thing needs to stop. That shouldn't be on a political whim. It shouldn't be based on whoever's in power. There should be procedures and policies that are put into place, legislation, if it has to be, that says these people cannot be removed from their positions without cause by any administration. So those are the things that I see as the most urgent, other than ending all of the detention. I'm really thankful that the one in Florida Everglades is closing down.
Is it?
That is really, yes.
I did not know that. Did you know that, Steve?
They're ending it, and within the next several weeks, they will be closed down for good, because the state of Florida has been paying the bill for that and the US government, as promised, has not paid them back. So all of those people are going to have to go somewhere else, which then is problematic because our governor here, who has lately been called Jeff Crow, has lots of places he wants to build with all of our money that could be going into education or our economy
bet.
or our land.
Oh, I bet.
And
because those detention centers, 96%, I think it is, 96% are for-profit private prisons. So he can
Absolutely.
make nice big deals. Also, apportionment, right? The 2030
Mhm.
census is coming up, and any prisoner gets counted for apportionment for representation in Congress. So what I mean by that is our representatives are determined by how many people live in the state. Live in the state,
Yeah.
live in the district, right? And that is institutional, that is homeless. It doesn't matter. Everybody gets counted. It doesn't matter your immigration status. Everybody gets counted for that. Also for money, right? Like I know my sister is like some big wig at the Census Bureau. And, and I know like for 2020 census, it was like $2,000 per person. So she was like, she was telling us, she was like, yeah, Mitch McConnell is standing next to Donald Trump and talking about, illegal. Thank you, tech lady, and all this stuff, and they shouldn't be counted. They shouldn't be counted. She was like, and we just had dinner last week. She was like, he wants his money. He wants every single one of them counted.
Yeah. It's no surprise that they want them, they're building these monstrosities in the red states so that they can, it's like by hook or by crook. We're either going to carve it out or we're going to do it with detentions.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And we're right on our way to be the most incarcerated state in the most incarcerated country in the world again. So we need to do away with any kind of privately run detention or correctional facilities. That needs to happen. We have so many problems here that could be solved by putting all of that money into early childhood and elementary education. You know, that's where you catch them and give them the opportunity. So it's just a shame that we have to see this happening in 2026. But I mean, babies don't need to be in detention centers.
No, absolutely not. Guys, I don't know what is going on, but they gave Tia strike or whatever, and now they put a thing up that said consuming substances featured in the slide could harm your health.
What?
So yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
This is water.
Yeah, no, Tia. I think.
Yeah, mine's. I have water with lime, iced water with lime.
That's what it is. Yup.
Sparkling.
They think it's a G&T.
Yeah, they think it's a drink. Yeah. We are not consuming drinks.
We are not.
Okay.
AI.
Water.
We're not consuming. This is water. We're all drinking water. Stop lying on us. I'm not worried about it. It is what it is.
Oh gosh.
What happened?
Mhm.
You didn't get a restriction.
Even if I had a glass
Tia.
of wine, who cares?
T-dubs, you did not get a restriction. It was Tia. Her name is Tia, not T. I know I call you T and it sounds like a T. Please come back up.
Come on up.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I'm
My
really-
husband calls me Tutu.
Who calls you Tutu?
T2.
Oh, she calls you Tutu, yeah.
T also.
T, my husband.
I'm really
So
curious.
I thought that was me. Rachel's over here like, did you VAPE on her live? And I was like, no.
He didn't even get up
Rachel
here yet.
Rachel always got our badge. She's like, what did you do?
I know it's always me, right?
Hi, Ray.
And so
Mhm.
I was like, no, I didn't do anything. So I left because I was like, maybe
Right? Too funny.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the
Yeah.
panel.
The
This is-
AI.
No, sorry,
is
that's me. That's
crazy.
me.
Yeah. No, that's what it does. It's it doesn't really know but that's what you get when you have an AI doing this instead of a human, right? It's like,
Mhm.
oh, lime and lemon in a glass means drink. Oh my
Right.
goodness.
And it wouldn't, they wouldn't dare think it was Sprite, right?
Yeah.
The lemon and the
Sorry.
lime.
I was wondering where you
Well-
were, girl. All right, I'm gonna run and get a cup of hot tea.
Okay, I'ma hold it down.
Stacey and T, you guys hold it down. I'll be right back to you.
Yes. So, welcome to the panel, T. This is our very, very good friend, amazing creator, T Dubs, also Terry. This is Tia Lebrun. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Say it correct? Okay. She is running for Congressional District in Louisiana, Congressional District 3, correct? Because we had it wrong
Yes.
before. Okay. CD3. And so we're just getting started. She was telling us about what her top priorities were going to be. National gerrymandering. I got lost. What was it?
Codifying bodily autonomy.
Codifying bodily autonomy and getting rid of the for-profit prison system in your state.
Yeah, that's definitely up there. Yes.
So-
I think the EPA was the third one that I mentioned
EPA was
because of our
the
coast,
third one.
but
Sure.
I definitely am against for-profit prisons.
Right.
So Congressional District 3, what, I'm going to pull a Steve here. I'm going to ask one of his questions real quick. So what are your voters typically, what would you consider your voters look like? What are your voters like? What's your demographic there?
Well, I can't tell you exactly what the demographic is right now because I'm not exactly sure what it'll be once the map is changed. But in the latest map that I had qualified to run in the congressional district it was 61% white. And it's an R+22 district.
Okay.
Doable.
And I'm from Arkansas. So the reason I'm asking is because I have family down. I had family; they've all passed, but I had family down in Lake Charles. I grew up down in the Arklatex. I don't know if you know where that is, but it's the Arkansas, Texas, Louisiana area there. And so I've spent time in Louisiana. So I was just kind of curious where that region was. That's down on the bottom portion though, correct? That's the bottom.
Yes, along the sole of the boot from Texas to just south of Baton Rouge is I think where we're going to end.
Okay.
About down in Morgan City, if you're familiar with that area.
Okay. Yeah. So but right now they're doing redistricting in your state. Is that what it is?
Yes.
And when are those lines going to be drawn and finalized? Do you know yet?
By June when they let out a session. And then there's a new qualifying. So I qualified once in February. I have to qualify again in August. Our primary is everybody else's general election on November 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
And our runoff, if there is one, will be in December. So this gives them a chance here. If they don't like the way the House races and Senate races went in other states, they can then funnel millions into Louisiana to ensure that in a runoff, their candidates get the job.
Lisa's third. Please ignore him. I was trying to mute her.
That's okay.
So that being said, and there's always that quandary of someone coming in and just steamrolling someone with tons and tons of money. What are you doing to, how are you funding your campaign?
Small donors, mainly. I think so far, and I've been working full time, honestly. I'm an educator. So last week of school was last week.
Oh, nice. Yeah. You're hitting the ground running now, right?
Yeah. Next week I'll be working part-time only, so I'll have a lot of time to get out. But I relied on some past donors and actually a connection that I made to a relative of a green energy company who helped to put in some first monies, like startup monies for me to get going. I don't have a ton of funds, and that's because of the lack of name recognition. But when I get out there this summer, it's going to be on the road all the time. Either I'm on the road or I'm at work. And my family knows that I'll be gone a lot, and I'll be traveling to every single town that I can to make sure that I meet people where they're at. Festivals are a great way to do that. We have one every weekend in Louisiana. And we also have people that I know in all of these areas that can hold town halls for me and hold, living room parties for me and things like that. Last time I ran, there were a couple of people who did like a walkathon in Los Angeles, California for me to raise money. Somebody in New York had done a small fundraiser too, and they just created their own Act Blue links to support what I was doing here in Louisiana. And that would be awesome if anybody listening is up for something like that. Those are always super helpful. I've been endorsed by a couple of really awesome institutions so far, the For the Future Victory Fund and the Honor Pack, and by Mr. Beat too, who is a social studies teacher. I don't know if you guys have seen his TikToks or not, but you should look him up.
All right.
And his only priority is to have as one of mine to uncap the House so that we can have better representation nationwide. And we've been capped at this 435 number that was made up from God knows where, way back when. And we
talked about this a couple months ago, but go ahead. Yeah. No,
yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah. So that is definitely in a lot of places that just cannot get enough because of that cap. And so it's disproportionately giving power to rural areas and rural states versus the more populated areas of the nation.
100%.
I saw somebody ask Mr. Beat. Yeah, Mr. Beat is a social studies teacher. And if you look up I am Mr. Beat, you will see him. He does a lot of really cool stuff about the Constitution and the way government works. And I am absolutely not taking corporate or APAC money, to the person who asked that. I've already had pledges. I've got some kind of funny pledges. I don't know if you ladies saw those before we came on tonight, but Clay Higgins is quite a character. So some of my pledges include, I will never hold a gun to my spouse's head. I will never buy beer while officially acting as a law enforcement agent. I will never put my hands on a peaceful protester. And I will not rake up six-figure child support debt.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that you're running in a predominantly Republican area.
Yes.
Is it a Republican majority down there?
Yeah.
Who
Plus
is it that you're
22.
running-
Yes.
Plus 22.
Okay, plus 22. Who are you running against? Who is the seating member right now?
The incumbent is Clay Higgins. He was the only vote to continue to conceal the Epstein files.
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's
That's the guy.
the fact that that's what he stands out for people nationally as is funny. Is very, very funny. There was one vote. There was one vote to not release
One vote.
the Epstein files, and it was him. Yes. Hallie,
Yes.
don't be rude, or you will be booted. I'm sorry. We are, we don't do that here. You know better.
Yeah. So you're running against them. So what are you doing? Are you doing a lot of door to door? Is that your plan? You're going to do like some like cookouts, things like that? What type of an environment is it? Is it primarily urban, rural? Like where are you at there?
It's mostly rural. There are a couple of cities. I I mean, I don't even know if y'all would consider them cities if you're from big areas, but we have
Lafayette.
Lake Charles, of course, Lafayette, Jennings, Morgan City, and that's about it as far as the bigger towns go. And then there's a lot of small towns, unincorporated areas that I'll have to get out to. There are actually a lot of island communities too, like Cow Island, Pecan Island, all of these places where it's mostly hunting, but there are people that have permanent residences there. So it's very difficult to get to them all, but some of the supporters that I have are women who enjoy writing postcards. So I'm going to focus their efforts on the outer reaches of these areas. I'll focus my efforts on the festivals that are happening throughout the area, because those are sometimes in the small towns. And then going to meetings with teachers, because teacher unions can't endorse or anything here at this level. Our teacher unions really don't have any power at all in Louisiana, but they can host a political candidate talk. And so doing talks with those, the DPECs in the different parishes, the Democratic Parish Executive Committees, and just churches and, you know, college campuses, wherever I can be invited, I will go. So that is the plan, is to get in front of at least a dozen people every time I travel.
So in order to win, you know, a plus 22 Republican district, how are you going to bridge that gap? What is it about you that would be able to bring over someone who is a diehard Republican? Now, look, we know MAGA is a lost cause for the most part. There are some that are opening their eyes to the travesties that are going on in America, probably because it's hitting their pocket right now. But that being said, how do you bridge that gap? When you're talking to me, let's say that I'm MAGA. I'm just the biggest MAGA you've ever seen. And I'm all about Donald Trump, and I move the goalpost at every available opportunity, and I'm going to support him. What would you say to me, policy-wise, that would make me maybe change my mind?
In Louisiana, we suffer a lot. We're such high poverty levels when we have such rich resources. All that money that those industries are making off of our communities, they don't pay taxes for 10 years, 20 years sometimes. We need community business accords that prove, you know, where industries will have to prove what they're going to give back to communities and how they will benefit not only financially, but will benefit our land. So that is where I start with economy. They know the roads are crap. They know our schools aren't great. We've been at the bottom of that list for a while. There is no reason for that to be. We have industries that are not giving back to the community. They are polluting areas. We have Cancer Alley. We have Mossville that was sold off to Sasol particularly. And we don't need those things to happen here. Our communities need to thrive, and they need to not only have a retirement plan for a certain number of workers, they need their kids and their grandkids to be ensured a good education, healthy lives, and good roads. So I have actually ran into some people who love Clay Higgins last time I ran at the Rice Festival, particularly in Crowley.
It says so much about those people. It says so much about them.
So I said, hi, my name is Tia Lebrun. I'm running for Congress against Clay Higgins. And they said, one of them stopped me and said, "Ho now, hold. I love Clay." I said, "You know what? You could spend a lot more time with him if you vote for me." And that was a nice icebreaker. Everybody at his booth laughed. And then I was able to go in and talk policy after that. And they really loved the environmental piece that I had promoted
Really?
last rice, because they're rice farmers.
That is so
And
interesting.
we
Please talk-
have,
yeah, please talk about that more. Like why Louisianans, especially farmers, are actually concerned about the environment.
well, we have a lot of pest animals, evidently, that affect us a lot. And we don't have enough trappers to help with it. I actually went to a trapping course after running because I had found out about it being a big problem. And then the price of everything and how that's controlled is an issue for some of the farmers, sugar farmers in particular. But rice right now is having a hard time. We have more bankruptcies now with farms nationwide because of the US aid demolishment. And, you know, we used to feed the world and now they can't feed their families. So coastal erosion is one of the problems that affects farmers. They're usually in, you know, here there's water everywhere. So if your part of the river is eroding your farmland, what are you supposed to do about that? You know? And then there are the pesticides that people are using that are hurting other people's farms. So there's a lot of environmental stuff that comes into it. Plus, as we warm up, it's harder and harder to grow rice in the same way to the same level. So that also is a concern that a lot of farmers are beginning to have. And so they love the environmental stuff. They love that. I see farming as something that is one of the foundational, you know, career paths that we need to protect. Also our fisheries, like farming and fisheries are kind of go hand in hand here because there are a whole lot of fishermen and those are aging out of the current economy for fishing here. And we don't have any way to feed back in currently for young people to take those reins and keep up our fisheries. Finding pathways to apprenticeships and certification for those people that is easy to understand and possibly incentivized at the federal level would be amazing to our cultural traditions and foodways.
So I do understand the problems that you guys are facing down there. What would you enact? Let's say you got the you had the ability to propose a bill. What would that bill look like, and how would it impact the people in your state directly?
For economics, for agriculture,
Whatever you want to do. Your
okay,
your
so
dream,
I
your
have a
dream
couple of
bill.
bills
What is
drafted
your-
actually. I have been working on some things that I can have that are solid evidence that I am a good researcher and I can read things and understand it and put it together cohesively. So one of the proposed legislations that I've been working on was what I mentioned earlier about hiring the 2,000 judges for about 2 years, using funding by just reallocating it. It wouldn't cost us any more. And to clear the backlog for immigration.
Yes.
That legislation would be right now very crucial to cleaning out the problems that we've had, being able to focus more on illegal crossings and other things, but to make sure that people who are doing well in our society, who have come here for a better life and are really working, 99% of them are good people. And we need to just make sure that we clear out all of that backlog so that we don't have people waiting so long and having the opportunity to become or fall into illegal status for no reason. That piece of legislation has an estimated cost, an estimated number of judges for an estimated amount of time that would sunset within 5 years, just to ensure that it's a temporary fix to the problems that we have while we work on a solution to streamline our immigration processes.
I love that. I love that you're such a policy wonk, because that's me, that's me and Stacey. Like we concentrate so much on policy in here. And our broader community is so dedicated to voting for policy, not a person, not a party, but whoever is going to be the best and put forth the best policies that are actually going to help, not window dressing. Like a lot of the policies that we've seen, like it sounds good. They got these cool names that sound like they're going to help. But when you actually dig down into the details, you're like, okay, well, this is just going to help corporations. This is just going to help funnel money to rich people. This is just going to put more money into government contracts. Like, it's like, it's nothing, like there's no substance in there that will actually change our lives. Like we need help. Like, I'm not sure if it's just that some people don't realize like where we're headed as a country economically, or they think that there's nothing they can do about it. But like people need to realize like we need to do something drastic quick, right? Like we need drastic change, and we need people like you. We need people like you that already understand like what's going on. Most people, when asked about the immigration thing, the last thing that they would have talked about are those judges. And me and Stacey knew it. We like, most people don't even know what's going on with those judges. If me and Stacey brought it up, they wouldn't even know what we were talking about. And we need people like you in Congress. We do. And I'm
It's
sorry.
almost like, sorry, Lisa, I'm not trying to cut you off.
No, go
It's
ahead.
almost like there was an intentional plan to erode the infrastructure of our judiciary that deals with immigration. Not to
Yes.
mention the fact that our antiquated immigration laws, look, I understand we have to enforce our immigration laws. Cool, we can do that. However, we also need to look at a plan moving forward to embolden that infrastructure, while at the same time giving us an opportunity to make modernized legislation in regards to immigration. And
Yes, because it's the same policies that have been put there since the first immigration laws, which were in the Chinese Exclusion Act. So it was a long time ago that these things were put together.
And as far as the, what deems someone legal versus illegal, there's a lot of nuance in that. You can't profile someone based on the color of their skin and the dialect of their tongue. One, the United States has no official language, so it doesn't matter.
Correct.
There's a reason we do not have an official language. There is a reason why it should be unconstitutional to judge someone based on the color of their skin. These are things that, we have, and I'm getting somewhere, guys. I swear I'm not monologuing.
You're okay.
So we have that,
Oh my
but right now we have an extremely captured Supreme Court. My question to you is, what are your thoughts on maybe some reform within the Supreme Court?
Well, I'd like to expand the court to 13 justices.
She's our
I'd
people.
also
That's it.
like-
She won. She won.
You did.
She won.
I would also love to have a code of ethics that is monitored by a third party independent group. So that's where I would like to go with Supreme Court.
How do you like them apples, T? How do you
Well,
like them apples?
Hold on, I'm not done. So how do you feel about lifetime nominations for Supreme
I
Court
don't agree
justice?
with that. I think that we need to have a retirement age or a term limit. I also want to put term limits on the Senate and the House. I do not believe that it should be a career. This is a public service that you go to do. It should not be what you're banking on to retire and get paid forever on the American dime. So I don't believe that they need to serve life. I mean, looking at some others that have, you know, helped us out recently and were able to stay into 80s, that's great. We need to enjoy the winter of our lives. And that's a way to allow people to do that. So if we had a retirement age of around 70, let's say, as a high, you know, 70 retirement age, and then term limits, like you can't serve more than 30 years or whatever it might be. I don't even know what the average term is for Supreme Court because they've just all been around so long. But
So I've been preaching on this stump for a while, but I believe we should have 13 judges for each district, each circuit. There's 13 circuits. We need 13 Supreme Court justices, one per circuit. I believe that the president should not be able to nominate a Supreme Court justice. I'm fine with the president nominating federal judges for life. I'm okay with that. There's a compromise in and of that. However, I do believe that the people that are within that circuit should elect that judge. Just like in your county or your parish, they elect the judges that are there. Those judges have to come up for elections. And the reason
I'm in the Fifth Circuit, guys.
Well,
so
but you know,
it is what it is, though. I mean, we might be able to change that someday.
But that is the type of reform I would like to see. And then also within the ethics committee as well, you need a nonpartisan ethics committee that if a justice is to, you know, make a ruling on something that benefits them, then they are automatically excused from that with every case, and get rid of the shadow doctrine. I'm sick and tired of them picking and choosing the cases that they want to hear, because they're using the shadow docket to hear whatever Trump wants them to hear, and they're picking and choosing the laws that they get to interpret. Whereas I've been saying for years they need to be. Sorry guys, I'm preaching. I've been saying for years though, like when Louisiana, the state of Louisiana, mandated that the 10 Commandments be put in every classroom, I was very much opposed to that. And I thought surely it would be like Stone versus Graham in 1980, that the Supreme Court with Sandy Day O'Connor would just swat that down like a gnat. Has the Supreme Court heard anything on a violation of the Establishment Clause in regards to that?
You know, I don't know, but I wanted to mention too that the lack of reasoning in their decisions should be illegal. They shouldn't be able to give a decision without reasoning and justification.
Yes, there should be like some kind of precedent law, like, you know, like they should have to show their work. They should have to show their work. They should not be able to just say, oh, we find this way just because.
Right.
Yes, that's problematic.
Yeah. And I have, oh, thank you, Mark. That was so cute. Yeah, I actually think instead of just like the people like us electing our Supreme Court justices, because then it just becomes a partisan thing, I thought about lawyers, right? Other lawyers electing Supreme Court justices, or maybe a commission, like a commission of nonpartisan lawyers, you know, nonpartisan lawyers that are like selected at random, like jury duty, right? Nobody know who was going to get selected for, you know, the judge duty to pick the judge, right? And, you know, you could have
cool.
Yeah, right? Wouldn't that be kind of like, it would be hard to like grease the wheels. It would be hard to give little gifts and push people your way, or you know, use the Federalist Society, you know, to get on this special list and indoctrinate people. You don't know who's going to get picked. You don't know when. You know, you don't know what other people are going to be on the commission for the selection of this justice when it comes up. So yeah, I feel like if there is a way for us to take the partisanship out of it, out of picking judges, all federal judges, I say we do it.
Mhm.
Right? Like to me,
That would
that's
be great.
that situation. Right? We just
Yeah, and I think that if we use AI for good and not evil, there are ways that AI can help us. Like take in only the judges that pass a rubric that we create.
Right.
As a nonpartisan body. They have to have had, however many successful judgments like that have never been challenged.
Yeah. I love that.
Judgments that haven't been overturned.
Yeah. Judges that are
that
basing their rulings on law, on case law, on the Constitution, on judgment. Because an AI really could determine partisan leanings. It really could in somebody's body of work, right? They could take, things that they've written in law school, papers that they wrote, whether or not they're a member of any Federalist Society or any other like partisan group, right? Anything like that.
Right.
So it'd be really, really hard for either side to kind of put their
game
thumb
the
on it.
system.
Yeah, and game the system. Right. It really would it really would screw over the conservatives, the conservative movement that has been laying the groundwork of the Powell memo since the 1970s, because they worked very hard to get the pieces in place in order to get the power that they have right now. So doing something like that would totally screw them up. They'd be like,
right.
What do you mean?
If we could update qualifications too for all of our congressional leaders, that would be amazing. I'm up against somebody with a high school diploma. Yeah, like a high school diploma who, it's just, I don't know. He's there for the theater and it shows, and I mean, how do we weed out some of that?
Yes.
How do we get people that really have the best interests of people nominated to this?
I think Stacey
position.
has that idea, right? Is that what you were saying, Stacey? Use the same citizenship test.
I think you should at least have to pass a citizenship test.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good idea.
You want to work in
that's a good
government,
idea.
you should kind of have to know the basics of how we work.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, and immigrants know, right? They have to pass that test. They have to pass a test and answer questions about the Declaration of Independence, about the Constitution, about the way our laws work, like all of these things.
I swear that's why some of our immigrant members of Congress run circles around Jimmy Joe Bob.
That's a very good point, Stace. I never thought about it, but it's a very good point. It's because they had to learn.
Yeah.
They had to learn about our government, our system of government in order to become citizens. Wow.
So a question, you said you're an educator. What is it that you educate?
Oh, everything in public ed from, now birth to grade 12. But I started my career, I think you missed my background. I started as a French and social studies teacher in high school. Then I went on to teach elementary school French immersion. So I was teaching all of the core subjects in French language to students who predominantly spoke English at home. Some spoke Spanish at home, so they were learning both French and English at school.
Oh, nice.
Then I became supervisor of a program that had about 100 teachers, 60% of whom were from another country and worked here. And we had over 3,000 students participating, some of whom were international students as well in the immersion programs in French, Spanish, and Chinese. So I am an advanced speaker of French language and an intermediate Spanish and a novice high Chinese user. So I've been learning languages ever since I got that supervision job. I felt like it wasn't going to be a good look if I couldn't at least introduce myself and welcome teachers in their home language, because that takes your affective filter down immediately when somebody tries to communicate to you in your own language. So I started learning Spanish and Chinese because of that, is I had teachers from Taiwan and China, and I had teachers from all over the Spanish speaking world.
So in regards to education, and I'm sure you've probably already covered this, and if so, that's fine if you want to skip
We didn't
over it.
cover education yet. Mm-mm.
Oh, have you not? Do you guys have something on deck? Because if you do, I don't want to.
No, go ahead, T. No, you go for it.
So, do you think that our education system right now is adequate, or do you think that it needs some type of a reform? And if so, what type of reform would you like to see?
I can tell you that the educational opportunity that serves students best is a multilingual education. Mm-hmm. Those kids have brighter outcomes. They graduate from high school. They have more job opportunities. So I am for a universal bilingual primary school. But in reality, what we can do right now is just give more flexibility to teachers in their classroom to organize the learning that they are taking in front of the children around their interests and around their different abilities and capabilities. So the best time teaching I had was in second grade French immersion, when I had a really awesome laissez-faire principal who was just like, do what you do, Tia. I was bringing in grants, and I had the news on our campus multiple times a year because we were running a community garden as our science and physical education component. And we give away about 100 pounds of food every year with that garden to the local Abraham's tent that fed homeless and low-income families. We also would send home about 20 to 30 pounds of food to our Title X or McKinney-Vento identified students within the school campus, so with recipes for everything that we grew. So you would get food and a recipe that didn't have very many ingredients so that you could then make something with those. My kids always outperformed the other second grades at my school and were above the district in everything from science to math to their ELA, because they had actually a double dose of language, because I was teaching them French language. Their ELA teacher would teach them English language, and they were learning both codes at the same time. They just flourished. And I think that kind of freedom that I was given from my principal was really a blessing, because I had the liberty to just look at my kids and talk to them and get to know them and see where I could find their interest, where I could get them into and engaged with this learning. And we got to go a lot deeper into subjects that we wouldn't have done with the traditional English only curriculum that was used in the other classes, which is why it was successful. So I think that's the key, is to focus on student interest, give them greater liberty. I followed some of the principles of Montessori and Reggio Emilia education. A few Waldorf principles were mixed up into there too, but it was an eclectic and more student-centered approach. And what we have now, where they have to sit all day and write so much and take tests for weeks in Louisiana for their standardized testing. It takes 3 weeks in grades 3 to 8. That's where we're falling short, and we're teaching to that test, and teachers are trying to look good because they're graded on that test too. They are ranked and rated, and it's publicly available to people to look up how they performed.
So,
and that's wrong.
Go ahead.
That's okay.
I was going to ask a question when you were talking about that. One, I know Louisiana is right there. I mean, Arkansas is very food poor. in regards to, especially child nourishment in schools. In the state of Louisiana, do you have any type of legislation in place in regards to like charter schools? Anything along those lines? Is that something that you guys have to contend with from the public school?
Ever since Hurricane Katrina, the whole New Orleans area is nothing but charters that compete against each other annually. There is no public system left in Orleans Parish. So yes, since then, they've been kind of blowing up everywhere. CSUSA has lots of schools here. They're an outfit from Florida, and they are cookie cutter, quick box type schools put up. They're real pretty for the first few years that they're there. They make a lot of money. And teachers have to perform at a certain level to be recontracted the next year, which holds teachers' feet to the fire, but gives no grace at all to student interest or levels of performance. Because as a charter school, you can still pick your students. There are ways around letting everyone in. You can say that you don't have the staff to support their least restrictive learning environments. So you don't have to serve kids with special needs if you don't have a special ed person to do that. So if you just don't hire one, you can get around not accepting any special education.
That's just so convenient. It's so convenient.
It is very convenient.
Yeah, if you don't hire the person that can, then you're like, oh, we don't have anybody. Yeah, well, you didn't have anybody because you actively worked not to hire somebody. Like, I mean, it's the most ridiculous rule I've ever heard. Like it's just so stupid. I don't know how they're getting away, like how they're getting around the, ADA or Title IX or anything. Like, I don't know how they do that.
Some public systems are forced to serve in local charter schools in some of the parishes, but if it's inconvenient for them as well, like there are all kinds of ways that you can still pick and choose your kids, and so
that's their point.
It's a corrupt system.
That's what you're saying. Like that, the whole point.
Their point is profit. So.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, our state also gives them a 3-year grace period.
Of course.
So they're not scored like a regular school system for the first 3 years they're open. And then if they change ownership or restructure and change their name, they get another 3 years. Some schools have been functioning under that 3-year leeway for 12 years now. So it's a system that has loopholes here in Louisiana that I'm sure exist other places. But the answer is we need to fund our public schools adequately so that they can do the job that they're supposed to do. And it has to be equitable funding. It can't be that here there's less tax funding on the north side of town than there is in the south side of town.
It's like that everywhere.
So, well, it's just that needs to go away. Every school needs to be funded the same and prioritized the same. And if you have a concentration that happens here in Louisiana, we have a lot of deaf kids. We have a huge deaf population. So shout out to the deaf people out there. So those schools that.
Oh, you're muted. Is she muted?
Yeah. Or I don't know. We can't hear you.
You're muted.
You're muted. We can't hear you.
Hold on. Let me see if I can. Uh-oh. No, I just unmuted.
My husband was calling me, sorry.
That it'll do it every time.
You probably said the most badass stuff ever right then too, and we couldn't hear a word of it.
Yeah, we lost you.
Yeah,
Shout out to the deaf people.
It's like in the movie Forrest Gump when he gets up at the Washington Mall and his mic goes out, and then he says, "That's all I got to say about that."
Your signal's bad.
So populations that have a specific need, right? So deserve extra funding, but ethnic kids need to be served with the same priority and equity.
Your
So,
signal
my
is
phone is about
freezing
to
up.
die.
Your signal-
I just,
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's
oh, my phone is about to die. The battery's running out.
okay.
And
All
my
right. Well,
charger is downstairs.
it's okay. You want to go right? Well, I mean, it's 10 after 9. I'm sure it's late. But you know, we would love, if you want to come back and talk to us again. There's a lot of changes. Matt is on here regularly. He's coming on, I think, next week to talk to us about the new bill, the fact that y'all are running now in a jungle primary, and not a closed primary, anymore. Like you said, all these extra people are going to just be able to jump in and split the vote, right? And Republicans are going to be pushing people to jump in and
I'd love to come back.
Yes. So, yep, text me, Tia. Text me and let me know when you would like to come back, and we'll get you back on the schedule, okay? Maybe in a couple weeks, and then we can, we can talk some more.
All right, great.
We absolutely
Thank you
love
so
having
much.
you. You are definitely one of our people. We can't wait to hear more from you. We love that you got this together, that you understand the assignment, and you are just well prepared. You are very well prepared to do the job, which is what every single candidate should be.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I felt like her phone was probably flashing at her. She's like,
Yes.
I gotta go.
Yep. 100%.
Oh, yeah, she's fantastic.
I would have been on here earlier, ladies, but I had a faux pas in the bathroom. It's not what you think. So I got through working out. I came in. I trimmed up the beard a little bit, and I went in, took a shower, and washed my hair, washed my beard. Got out of the shower, and then realized that I hadn't rinsed the shampoo out of my beard, and so I had to jump back in and redo that. So. The lateness there.
Okay.
Man problems. Right.
It's a lot of
Well, that's okay.
stuff,
I went to work yesterday
Beard
with
isn't
dye
gonna
in my
wash
hair.
itself.
Do you hear me?
Did you really? You went
Oh,
to work
yeah.
with dye in your hair?
I
Yeah.
went to work with dye in my hair because I
Forgot she had work.
thought I had to go in at 5:30. And I looked at the schedule just as I had finished dye. That's right, I said it, Lisa Beth. I put the dye in, and then I put curl papers on, to like white little papers to hold the curly hairs down so they can get color too. And just as I finished and went to set my alarm, I saw, oh, I don't have to be at work at 5:30. I have to be at work at 3:30, and it's 3:13. Yeah.
Oh.
So Lisa, stop.
I'm so sorry. I'm so
Leave it
sorry.
So I was like, okay. I timed it. So I'm like, I'll be at work by 3:30. I have a half an hour before I have to be on air. So I'll put my makeup on real fast, run down to the salon, stick my head in the bowl, rinse it out, wash it really good, slick it back, which is why it still looks like this. Slick it black. I grabbed a phony tail, put it on, clipped it on there, whipped it around there, stuck a bobby pin in, and went on air. No one was the wiser. It was a little nerve-wracking though. I was like, oh God, please don't fall out. Yes.
Oh man. No, I don't have that situation yet. I have thing about it is my beard used to be like dark, and as I approach my 50s, it's starting to fade out a little bit and turn gray. Don't look at me like that.
No,
And
I'm
then-
just like, yeah, never mind.
But I refuse to be one of those guys that does the just for men stuff, because it's like, I don't know if they know, but we know. It's like, homie, we know.
Homie,
We
no. You can just put dye in your beard, like you put it in and then you take it off. My ex-father-in-law was a hairdresser, and I never thought I'm like, he's got a youthful look about him. And his brother-in-law looked crazy. It looked like he stuck his head in a bowl full of dye. And I
Yeah.
was like, how come Joe doesn't look like that? He's like, oh, it wasn't salt and pepper exactly. And he still looked older, but he's like, oh, I put it in and I take it right out. I was like, there you go. You don't
Just a little
have
touch up.
that-
Yeah.
don't have that shoe polish look about you.
Like that Rudy Giuliani when he was sweating the dye out of his hair.
That will go on in infamy
Oh my God. Yeah.
forever. I mean, that is the frame of reference. We sell a lot of root touch-up stuff, and we're always like, listen, it won't run. Like, and they're like, I won't look like Rudy Giuliani. We're like, promise you will not look like Rudy Giuliani. That was
man.
amazing. That was amazing.
Yeah.
So,
that
guys,
was one of the best things.
I got some headlines if you guys want to go
Yeah.
over some headlines. So Iran threatened to retaliate against recent U.S. strikes. The U.S. launched strikes against Iran yesterday that the Pentagon said were done in self-defense. Iran's foreign ministry said it would leave no act of hostility unanswered. And for context, the renewed strikes threatened to complicate U.S.-Iran negotiations to end hostilities, which President Trump described Sunday as orderly and constructive. So to me, everything that they do is performative. Every time Donald Trump says, hey, Cam, every time Donald Trump says that it's over, it's so that him and his buddies can make money in the stock market. What say you guys?
100%.
So I look at it like this, and I don't know, I made a video about it yesterday, and these are just my thoughts. Iran they have no interest in making a deal.
No need.
They have the cards. They have all the cards. We have none. They know that the global economy is crippling right now because the strait is closed. And they know that the pressure that's going to come from other nations towards Donald Trump is going to make him eventually tuck tail and run. They have absolutely zero reason to think that, and why would they? Look, I look at the strike on the school that unalived, was it 47 is what we counted, but Iran foreign ministers came out and said it was up to 110 little girls that were, unalived during that attack. If that were to happen on American soil, how readily available do you think we would be for negotiations? How eager would we be to jump in there and be like, yeah, sure, man, no harm, no foul? No, every red-blooded American person in this country would be like, no, fuck them. We're not negotiating shit.
We'll go down with the ship to do it.
Yes, and you look at Iran back, what was it, in January? They were protesting. They were, really starting to come together as far as unite against their government. And now what have we done? We have strengthened their resolve in their nation.
Yeah,
It's
I
them
agree.
against the U.S., the biggest bully on the planet.
I agree. Well, I mean, let's look at this. I mean, we really started all this, and Scott Bessent, right, said as much.
Yeah.
I mean, he bragged about it, right? He went on TV and bragged about it, that we devalued their currency. We made it so that people were literally starving to death. And people took to the streets. Naturally, that's what they're going to do if they're starving and their kids are starving. And then their government unalived 40,000 of them, right? Because they were protesting the government, right? Nobody should confuse the situation. Iran is not the good guys, right? We laugh and we like looking at their little Lego videos and stuff because they make fun of Trump and Republicans and stuff like that. They are funny, right? They are definitely winning the propaganda game or whatever you want to call it. but they are not good guys in anybody's imagination. But when we're just calling balls and strikes and we're just looking at who started this, it was very much the Trump administration, and they bragged about doing it. They're like, oh yeah, Scott Bessent's like, yeah, with his little freaking mealy mouth, we devalued their currency, and he was so proud. He was so proud that they got those 40,000 people unalive.
Yeah,
So-
and it does. It's, and I think a lot of people misconstrue that as saying, oh, you support the regime in Iran. No, I do not support the regime in Iran, but I also do not support regime changes either, because regime changes is what got this all started back in 1953. And we all know the Project Ajax and that history going back there. But going in and trying to forcefully remove a regime that is creating tons of collateral damage and intentionally, destroying a people. I don't support the regime in Iran, but I do support the citizens of Iran who have fallen prey to that regime.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when they talk about how bad it was over there, right? When they're like, oh, women and girls and this and that. And did we help them? Is it better now?
Yeah.
Is it better now? Like what?
we
So what's
liberated
your plan? What's your plan for these people? So we're going to like regime change them. Are we going to pay for their health care? Are we going to give them free education too? What exactly is your plan? And for the party who is all about minding their own business, who's all about America first, it is just so clear that for anybody paying attention, you may not know exactly what they're doing, but it's so clear that it's not what they say they're doing. Because for you to be America first and you're saying, well, they had a schnuclear boom boom. Okay, I saw on RTP's live yesterday, we're up to 47 billion and counting dollars this war has cost us. That's not in taxes that we pay. That is in the increased cost of everything, right? Mm-hmm. That is in the increase nationally, the increase of gas, how much more we have had to pay gas communally, how much more we have had to pay for the fertilizer, for all the things that can't get through the strait. We're up to $47 billion that it has cost the American people out of their pocket on top of the taxes that we pay that don't go towards helping us.
Yep.
What are you talking about? Right? Like, you don't have to come up and be like, yeah, that's dumb and I hate Donald Trump, but you should be in a quiet corner of your house somewhere be like scratching your head a little bit.
Yeah. No, and Stacey, you brought up a really good point, was that, they are pushing this propaganda on us, the United States, that we did this to stop them from getting a big boom boom. And thank you, Mel Gray, to stop them from getting a big boom boom and to liberate, right? We're liberating Iran, the Iranian people.
You hate those people.
You hate those people.
You say it all the time. The dirty Muslims.
That you started this. You bragged that you got 40,000 of them unalived. Then you unalived, over 100 young girls.
Between 150 and 168 schoolgirls.
Yes. So, but yet in the same breath, you got your minions running around, your flying monkeys running around saying that the reason you did it was to liberate the Iranian people, and you don't even care about your own people, but you all of a sudden care about the Venezuelan people and the Iran people.
It's almost like they knew how bad they looked to their people, and that their people were like scratching their heads, like, it's getting hard. It's getting hard to defend this. So they had to give them a little something, even if they knew it was a lie. They knew some of them would fall for it. So they could say, they could have a reason to stick out their chest again and fly their Trump flag and be like, he's liberating people and he's saving us from the big boom booms. I mean, I don't like everything he's done. And them e-files, I don't like that, because we need to know. We need to get to the bottom of them e-files and know who's on them and get them taken up out of here, because that ain't right. I ain't about that life, not at all. But they is liberating them people, and we are looking out for them, because that's the kind of country we are, and that's the kind of president my president is.
Well, and what's sad about that, Stacy, is that I created a Facebook page, just T-Dub Specials, and then Instagram, and I catch a lot of MAGA hate on there, which is
You
fine.
don't say.
Yeah.
On Facebook? I'm shocked. Wait, let me go get my pearls. Hold on. Wait.
Right. No. Yeah. But the vast majority of them, when I make any content in regards to Iran, is that, well, ask the people of Iran what they think about it. Well, I'm pretty sure they don't enjoy having their country blown up. I'm pretty sure they don't enjoy, the trauma that's coming with not only dealing with that regime, but also having to deal with the fact that now, not only are they dealing with an authoritarian theocracy, they're also having to deal with, bombs coming out of nowhere. And the sad part is that they are constantly, and good evidence of that is Marco Rubio's press conference that he did at the very beginning, and the one that he did Friday. The goals completely changed. They're completely different goals from the initial goals that they set out. And instead of following the trail, the breadcrumbs to corruption and greed and just malfeasance, they just moved the goalpost with them, and that's what bothers me. That's what's so disheartening is that we have such a lack of critical thinkers that they would just as soon accept that instead of fight against it.
But those people don't know how to fight against it. Those people that are still hanger-oners, this is all they've got. It's their entire identity. They can't, they're too old and too entrenched to reinvent themselves. You know how much merch I got? What am I supposed to do with all these hats, flags, t-shirts, right?
Yeah.
What am I going to talk about with my family at Thanksgiving? Who's going to torture the grandchildren? Who's going to drive my son-in-law with the thing through his nose nuts? Like, that's me. That's my job. I can't learn. I'm too old. I'm not learning no new tricks. Trump's my president. That's it. They do lack critical thinking, and this is not the only area of their life that they lack it. And this is not to put them down. This is where the school system has let them down, right? This is where the lack of funding for schools has let them down on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is why they're in dead-end jobs. This is why they're suffering with higher levels of addiction, because they see that their life is dead end, or they see that it's not going great. They're not able to critically think about a lot of things, not just politics.
Yeah.
Like, if you can't critically time out like laundry day and having clean drawers for the week, right? How are you gonna pick a president? I'm just saying, like, how are you gonna pick a president?
Yeah.
How are you going to hold your president accountable? You can't argue any of the points because you don't understand how it's working. So you're looking to the people in your circle that you respect or that you believe hold respect for you, and you're like looking around at each other in the circle, like, we good with this? Right. It's not easy, and they made it hard on purpose. And these are the people that fell through the cracks and fell for the fear bullshit, and we're fed a steady that they're like, yeah, we can get them scared enough. We can feed them hate, and they'll gobble it up.
Yep. Always. If we can feed them hate, we can gobble it up. Thank you. I'm trying to get that gift gallery. I'm using the gift bowl as, to 5 perfume bottles or whatever, because I know it's supposed to help. But yeah, I honestly believe that there's a lot going on. There's like a lot of different reasons that they're in Iran. For one, they want Iran because just for the same reason they wanted Venezuela. They thought it was going to be a cakewalk because last summer when we boomed them, they didn't do anything back. So they took that as Iran is scared of us and they're afraid to retaliate. So we can go in there and boom the shit out of them and take them out and go and own them the way we do Venezuela now. Please do not get things messed up, guys. You know, Donald Trump and his cronies own Venezuela. Thank you. They own Venezuela. They own Venezuela. There's no, like, they went in there, oh, we're going to do a regime change. We're going to free the Venezuelan people. Yet the person that they left in power is Maduro's vice president, who is the same party, same regime, same everything. The only difference now is that Donald Trump and Republicans get a cut of the gold and the oil. That's the difference, right? That's the only difference. This is the same thing that they are trying to get with Iran. And this is why Iran really is not, like, they're not agreeing to it, because on paper, they're putting, like, you know, stuff that you would normally think that they would put, like, oh, we want to control the strait and all this and that, right? But this is what they are coming with, but they're whispering to them, yo, we don't really want to control the strait. You can keep controlling the strait. We did all this so that you could have an excuse to start charging for people to pass the strait where nobody had to pay before. And then you could give us, like, not the US, us as in the border peace. Yes, Trump and the Gulf state, you know, leaders, you can give us a cut of it and we can all benefit from this. And I think Iran is very hesitant to do business with who they see as the devil. Like, are you kidding me? Like, if any, like, we are in charge of the strait, full stop. And we will charge, if we're going to charge for it, we're going to keep that money, right? And I think that this is the sticking point, guys. I really do believe that this is what they're really haggling over. And I do believe that when the US is retaliating against them, they're retaliating against them. Are you checking yourself out, T-Dubs? Are you checking to see if your beard came out all conditioned and nice and washed? You are muted, my love. My darling friend, we cannot hear you.
I said, it's popping right now, though, to be honest with you. No, I wasn't. I was just trying to, I always wear a hat. And I was like, I was making sure my hair, a lot of times after I wash my hair just froze out.
I'm literally cramping up.
Oh my, yo, that dude, you do not know. Like it's been raining here for days, Stacey can tell you. And my hair was hairing earlier. Like it was like, oh, you want kinky curly? We can give you frizzy curly. We got that on tap, right? And it was just like a freaking, like a chia pet.
Yeah, that's why I got my little snatchback situation. I was like, I'm not gonna fight it. I'm gonna lean into it.
It does
Well,
look,
it's raining.
it does look very extra, like, conditioned. I can
Yes.
tell you that.
It is. I don't straighten my beard out. If I do, it's like down to here.
Wow.
That's a weird
really-
look. If you're going, I like a beard. I want my beard to look beardy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want it to look like processed beard.
Yeah. Mhm.
yes. Yeah, this right here, this is just all natural, you know. This is just
Yeah.
straight up with the head and
Yeah,
shoulders
that's
and
good. It's all
whatever
like
shit Rachel had in there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just use the shit that Rachel's got in there. So
Most men do. Most men do.
yeah. Like, I used to, this sounds crazy, but when my hair was really long, I don't know if you guys knew me then, but I had long hair, like really long hair. And
Was it curly? Because it's curly now, or was it straight because it was long?
it was straighter because it was long. I'll send y'all what? Oh, she just want to throw something at me. Anyway, I would use a bar of soap to wash my hair.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, that sounds about right. My son would do that too if I
That
didn't.
sounds about white.
It sounds about right.
Sounds about right. Brothers be like, I need the this and the that, and I need to make
Yeah.
sure that it, yeah.
Friend of mine at work, he's always hitting the lotion up and everything. He's black. And he told me the other day, he was like, bro, do you not ever put lotion on? I was like, I'm white, dude.
You're
We don't
ashy
do
as
that."
hell. I bet you you're
I
ashy
am.
as hell.
I am. But he's like,
People
"You
don't
should-"
understand it.
No, and to be honest with you, I really feel like I probably should be putting some lotion on, but I don't, you know?
That's why I said you ashy. Yeah, take a fingernail.
Test.
I'm not doing that. I'm not going to let y'all see a snowstorm out here.
Head to toe, every day out the shower. I have extremely dry skin though. Like if I don't put lotion on, I will, as I'm like sitting, like just putting my clothes on, I'll start to feel my skin like on my back get a little tight and itchy and dry. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, I forgot to get my back, but
Right.
I can get it real good. I do all the things. I'm not missing a spot because itchy, burny, dry skin is not fun.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question on that. When you put lotion on and then you put clothes on over it, does the clothes not stick to your skin?
You got to use the right lotion and you got to make sure you're rubbing it in. You're not using too much and that your skin is absorbing it.
Yeah, we're not using Vaseline. I mean, some folk do, but no, we're not sticking.
Not the Vaseline.
Lisa, you know.
So I gotta tell you,
You know my people and how they feel about their petroleum products.
I gotta tell you, I've got a really good Vaseline story. Just
Oh God.
So I worked with this lady and we were sitting there and we was talking about like the craziest things we'd ever done, right? And she said that she caught her husband at another chick's house. And she had just come from the store and she was like, Terry, let me tell you, I was just praying to Jesus, like, Jesus, forgive me for what I'm about to do to this man. She had a tub of Vaseline in her car. She had just come from the store. She climbed up on
That
the
tub
hood.
is probably, that's about that big. It's that real nice in the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah. She climbed up on the hood of his truck, took out handfuls of that Vaseline and just rubbed it all over his windshield. And then went all over his windows and under his door handles. And she was just sitting there like, Lord, forgive me. Forgive me. I can't imagine. I can't imagine.
Oh.
Hey,
Wow.
what's up, Aunt?
Wow. I mean, that's like in the movie This Christmas. Her husband's cheating on her and she's known and she finally gets fed up and she entices him when he comes home from a work trip, which was with the other chick. Why don't you go and take a shower, baby? I'll be waiting for you in the bedroom. He's like, yeah, baby. You've been working out. You look good. So he goes and gets in the shower. She goes into her mama's room and she's like, Mom, you got any baby oil? She's like, brand new bottle. She goes, good. I'm gonna need the whole damn bottle. She squirts baby oil all over the bathroom. And then she tells him to get out. And she's standing there mouthing off. And he's like, what are you talking about, woman? She's like, yeah, why don't you get out and get me all the way together? And he steps out and starts slipping and sliding. And she has a belt around her hand and she whoops his tail on her mama's bathroom floor. And he couldn't get up and couldn't get out the way. He couldn't do anything but slip and slide.
Oh, I remember that. I saw that.
She
said
beat
just
the
Christmas.
hell out of him.
Just Christmas.
Guys, Rachel can hear y'all, by the way. You don't need ideas. All right.
It was so good. It was so good. Her sister was like, baby oil? She said, the whole damn bottle.
The whole damn.
I have not seen that, Jen, but I'll put it on my list to watch. Ladies first. But yeah. All right. So we like went way sideways. Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, by the way, did y'all watch From, right?
Oh, I do.
He does. No.
It didn't come on this week because of Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna. We're caught up. we're all caught up right now.
I am not a scaredy cat. I like scary movies, but when I watched, she said she was watching it and sent me the trailer. I was like, no, ma'am.
Nope.
Yeah, it's
Alone on a dark
scary.
country road.
It's
No, ma'am.
creepy scary. It really is.
It
Yeah,
really
woods
is,
and all
like-
that stuff. Mhm.
What movie was it? Nope. We watched Nope the other night, and Rachel was like, "Is this going to scare me?" And I was like, "No, you'll be fine." Like 2 minutes in, she just like knocked the
Liar.
shit out of me. She was
She was
like,
like, yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, no, thank you.
yeah.
Yeah,
was
so
good, though. It was really good.
just so you know, wait a second. Hold on, what am I doing here? Okay. That's out my front door. That's my hand.
You're a good boy. You're a good
That's
boy.
it. That's what I'm looking into. The abyss, right?
And she's by herself.
And I'm by
Right.
myself, and I'm on the first floor, and I have a motion detecting camera, light, but when it's really humid, it like can't find me, and so I'm walking. I'm like, "You gonna turn on? You gonna turn on? You go? Okay, there it is."
Oh my God.
And it gives
Yeah.
me it casts some light, and so like I'm okay. But if homie was out here, he'd have done got me by now.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you, that kind of makes me miss where I grew up. Like I remember there was no light pollution whatsoever where I grew up at. And I would just go out at God knows what time of the night and just lay there and just watch the sky, you know. And I spent a lot of time in the woods at night too when I was a kid. Doing
That sounds about white too.
That's very white. It is exceptionally white. I used to hunt raccoons when I was younger.
I love
And oh, I do too. I do too. It's nothing personal against raccoons. But yeah, me and some buddies would all go hunt raccoons and whatnot. So I spent a lot of time at night out in the woods. And then when I got in the military, I realized that wasn't a normal thing for people.
Y'all don't do that?
So
You don't
I am really good at creeping through the woods without making a whole lot of noise, or at least I used to be. It's been years since I've done it. But every time we would be out in the field, I would slip around on people and like sneak up on them and then scare them. So yeah, that was kind of my
We wouldn't be
thing that
friends.
I
with
used to
you.
do. They
I came
hated me.
across an account today, T. I can't even remember the guy's name, but anyway, he's like a drill sergeant or somebody like fairly high up in the military, and he does this thing. 5 things my men said to me this week. It's like, like those.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was today, like I didn't have a lot of time to watch them. I wanted to like watch them all. It was so freaking funny. But one of the things he said, he's like his staff sergeant, he said he's been doing a really good job and he wanted to put him in for an award. And so he's like, he was like, dude, I need you to send me your social. He said, man sent me his Instagram handle.
I heard somebody say that their kid called them from like filling out like physical papers or something at school, like at college. They go away to college the first time. Mom, what's my social? Like, what do you think? What do you mean? Like, I don't know what that means. It's like, I put Instagram. It's like, is it Facebook, TikTok? I mean, I'm not really active on those sites. I'm only active on the gram.
Just to let you
Marines.
know, I officially have a Marine now. I have 2 soldiers and a Marine.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't
if
think
you,
I knew. I don't think I
What?
knew to get that. Marines. I thought everybody was a soldier. Are you only a soldier if you're in the Army?
Right. Yeah.
Airman if
you're a
you're
soldier
in the
Army,
Air Force?
you're a sailor, you're an airman, or you're a Marine.
Oh, learn something new every day.
Yeah. So, but yeah, he's excited. He went and did his swearing in yesterday. And so he got sworn in yesterday. The recruiter, because I wasn't a dick to him, but when like my son went in to take his test, I walked into the guy's office and I just shut the door. And I said, all right, real talk. He was like, and I'm like, I'm dead serious, dude. I said, I've been in this military thing. I've still got connections in this military. And I said, let me tell you something. That kid's going to come in here. He's going to have a great fucking score. And I can be your worst enemy or your best friend. I can push him in this direction, or I can make him not go. I said, so if you come in with some bullshit about a goddamn combat MOS, I was like, we're out of here. So you better push some stuff where he's not going to be putting rounds down range. How about that? And yes, talented liars,
Wait,
Jen.
The
Yes.
recruiter the recruiter determined your MOS?
No, the recruiters will put they push you in a direction they want you to go. I had really high test scores, and then so when I went in, I knew if you have really good test scores, a lot of different fields open up to you. So Intel opened up to me in the 35 series. And so I jumped on that because I was like, oh, it'll be good.
I definitely would have. I would have jumped on. Yeah, I'm a fucking overachiever from way
That's probably
back.
why Danny has a TSSCI and worked in the skiff.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. Yeah, we've talked about our service together. We were actually both at Fort Gordon, which is wild because there's not a lot of people that end up at Fort Gordon. But anyway, so, and then my oldest son, Jesus, he's the only one of my kids that outscored me on the ASVAB. But that son of a bitch scored a 98 on it, which is like ridiculous. Any job, they were like, whatever it's the whole platter, you can do it. And then Logan going into the Marine Corps, he wanted to go in and be a combat medic is what he wanted to do. And they don't have combat medics in the Marines. They have they use Navy. The Navy, I can't remember I don't remember what they're called, but anyway. And so now he's kind of looking into search and rescue. So.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. So
You know,
he's interested in that kind of stuff.
I wanted to go into the Air Force when I was younger, but my mom talked me out. She was
My
scared.
brothers were Air Force. My dad was Army. My brothers were Air Force. And
Thanks,
Army.
Hawk. I couldn't remember. I thought it was Corman, but I could not remember. Sorry.
Hi, Hawk.
Sorry, Stacy. I didn't mean to.
No, that's okay. I was looking it up. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, it's so interesting to me. Anyway, so the next thing we have on our plate here is that
I'm
South
sorry.
Carolina-
Yeah, I'm sorry. I diverted us huge.
No,
so.
we love
Big league.
talking to you. You always have like the best stories, and there was a lot of stuff we didn't know about the military. Oh, and thank you for your service, and thank you,
for your
Lisa
service.
Beth, and everybody else,
Terry,
Hawk, and everybody else, because Memorial Day was this week, and we haven't seen you in a couple of days, my friend. So thank you for your service. And I know like today, especially, a lot of service members are looking back on their time and like knowing what you guys know now. It's like it's not about that, right? It's not about the machinations of whatever president or whatever. It's what you guys thought you were doing, right? The reason you went in was to serve your country and defend the Constitution and protect our freedoms. And that's why we thank you for your service. It ain't really about all that other shit. All that other stuff is bullshit for people that aren't us. We're regular people.
Well,
hard.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you, the reason I went into the Army was because I was poor. I needed a way to pay for my education. I had my oldest son, my ex-wife was pregnant with my oldest son. And I needed health insurance. I needed a career that I didn't have previously. So that's what led me there. And don't get me wrong, you know, I knew full well that there was a potentiality of something popping off. However, I didn't know that September 11th was going to happen while I was in basic training, you know? And so that was, you know, but even with 9/11 happening while I was in basic, I was still, you know, I almost switched MOSs. That's your job. I almost switched and went to 11 Bravo, which is infantry. And then my dad was like, don't. He's like, don't do that. Why would you do that? And I was like, I think I need to have a more active role. And he was like, don't do that. Stay in what you're in. It'll serve you better. And he was right, as he was about a lot of things. So,
Yeah.
and
My
then,
cousin in the Gulf War.
yeah.
It was
Well,
weird.
Hawk
So-
says youngster.
Thank you, Hawk. Thank you. I was talking to, I talked to Gunny often, and especially with Logan wanting to go into the Marine Corps. You know, Gunny was in during Desert Storm. He actually got interviewed by Dan Rather over there, and
Wow.
oh, Hawk, dude, you were. Did you? Were you? What is it? It's not Sergeant Major. At an E8, is it? Did you make it up to E8 or E9? Anyway, I was talking to Gunny about it, and he was like, tell your son not to join. And I was like, he's not going to listen to me. Oh, heck yeah. That's awesome, Hawk. E9. Oh, guys, let me tell you something. If Hawk is an E9, that's a lot of respect right there. E9 is
He
high as
said
you get.
retired Major Y Sergeant.
Major Sergeant.
I don't know what the Y.
Master Gunny
Master
Sergeant.
Master Gunny Sergeant. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah, that's badass. To be an E9 is absolutely, you got to be high speed for that.
Is that like the pay grade, like in civil service? Like I'm a GS, right? I'm a GS 12. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So like an E9, that's your pay grade, but like an E9 is as high as you can go in enlisted. So the E is enlisted. And then you
Oh, so
have-
that would be a GS 15 for us. Okay.
Yeah.
So
And
beyond that
so-
is officer.
Yeah. So, and then officers, you have 01, 02, 03, 04, 05. And then, so that's that's your pay grade. The senior most
that.
enlisted, absolutely. Yes.
Mhm.
So E9 is fantastic. That
You
is
got
a,
that top three, didn't you, Hawk? You was hitting that top three. So for federal service, the last 3 years, the top three, like the highest pay grade you were for 3 years. And it's usually your last 3 years. That's when you retire, that's how much you get. Like that's what your retirement money is based on.
Mhm.
Your top three. So yeah, he was hitting that top three.
My
Yeah,
uncle
he-
was a retired senior master sergeant in the Air Force.
Air Force, yeah. And I'll tell you, Lisa Beth brought up warrant officers. I wanted to go into warrant officer school. I was, which I just respected those guys so much because there was, warrant officers are funny because they don't necessarily answer to anybody. They kind of march to the beat of their own drum. They're typically your subject matter experts in certain areas, or where I was at, a lot of our Black Hawk pilots were warrant officers. So those guys were kind of above and beyond,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, T, switching subjects on you though.
I'm
but
sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
no, no, Don't even worry about it, hon. So South Carolina, I've been wanting to talk to somebody about this because I think it's more of the same thing. I think that Republicans very much bit off more than they could chew with this redistricting thing. And you know, it's like they were all, you know, fired up to undo these majority Black districts, and then they saw the reaction of the Black community and they were like, whoa, Nelly. So I don't know if you guys know it, but South Carolina Republicans rejected a GOP redistricting plan. Like there was like a group of the Republicans in the state house. The state house joined with Democrats to block a congressional map that aimed to eliminate the state's only Democrat in the U.S. House. So also a federal court today blocked Alabama Republicans' effort to redistrict, saying that their new map represents intentional effort to crack the Black population in Alabama. So one, the Republicans said, yeah, we don't care we don't give a shit what Trump says. We are not waking, you know, we're not waking a sleeping tiger like that.
Well, there's that intent part, right? Isn't that what the Supreme Court said you had to prove? You had to prove intentional.
Yes.
Very
intentional.
interesting,
Yeah.
specific language.
Yeah. And then dude actually right before the vote, one of the Republicans got out on the state house floor, and he was like, and he caught himself too, but he was like, we are going to energize Black voters if we do this. And then he like stopped and he went,
He said the quiet part out loud is what
yes,
he said. He
yes.
said the quiet
And then
part
he
out loud. I
was
saw
like,
that.
and then he realized what he did. Yeah. He said
He
the
just
quiet part very
energized
much
Black
out.
voters is what he did.
Yes. Yeah.
It's-
Yes. And he energized Black voters.
I mean, he really did though. And you know, another thing that I think is going to energize as well. And I've been, I think I'm going to make a couple of videos on this, but you know, Trump came out, was it today, and said he doesn't care about the midterm election, you know? Well, high speed, you may not, but the guys that are carrying your water most assuredly do.
Yeah.
Those guys are absolutely on fire about this midterm election, and they're going to do everything that they possibly can do. Now, I do believe that they are going to use, and I was talking to Jen about this the other day. We had a little conversation offline, talking about, I told her I'm ready to bring back the hashtag Stop the Steal. And she's like, well, it's not really stealing if you do it through legality, but it's, you know, stop the oppression, the voter suppression and things like that. And they are going to use methods of voter suppression. They are going to use intimidation tactics. There are going to be methodologies that they use. That are they unlawful? Maybe blurring the line, but it's definitely cheating. It's definitely putting a thumb on the scale, you know. So that's kind of the situation that we've got going now. I do love to see that the Black population in America is mobilizing, and they are getting energized, and they are seeing. I think the best thing that happened, and this sounds terrible, but everybody who has paid attention to what's gone on in Tennessee and the redistricting that they did in Memphis, it is blatant that what they were doing was trying to marginalize that community. And so I think that when we look back on it after this midterm election, I think that that's going to be a key component of why, if there is a blue wave, that blue wave happens, is because people looked at what went on in Tennessee and in Memphis and said, nah, I don't think so. That's not right. Because it's not right. It's obviously not right.
It's not, but it just goes to show you how afraid they are of the Black vote, of the, you know, of the Black community organizing, right? Like they are like, I think that they've been moving in a very deliberate undercover way.
Yeah.
So like they're trying to tiptoe it, right? They're trying to tiptoe it so that they think they can sneak one past the Black community, because they don't want to look at the Edmund Pettus Bridge like they did last Friday and see what they saw, right? And I do think that that is what stopped them in their tracks. I think it's why Louisiana kept one of the majority Black districts. I think it's why South Carolina, you know, refused to redistrict and take that one majority Black district. I think it's why a lot of those states, a lot of those southern states are rethinking it, and they're like, wait a minute, guys, if we do this, we are, for one, in order to crack the majority Black districts, right? Because that's what it's called, cracking, and try to, you know, try to put them and dilute their vote by putting them in our Republican districts. We are not only going to be motivating Black voters, but we are going to be making those Republican districts more favorable to Democrats in an election year where we are going to see a wave election. So we are going to see a perfect storm of hellfire rain down on us if we do this.
Yeah. Well, and another thing is as well, I look at my mother. Okay, my mother's in her mid 70s. She was alive during the civil rights movement. She was very aware. She was alive during the the desegregation. And then I have another gentleman that I talk to quite often. His name is Jerry Moore, and he's kind of a celebrity here in Arkansas. He is a Black man, was part of the segregation here, the desegregation here. And, you know, I talk to him a lot. I talk to my mom a lot. And I know younger people that may talk to their grandparents or their great grandparents, especially, you know, Black people, may be curious as to why they felt as strongly as they did back then, you know, to do some of the protesting that they did, to work for the equal rights and things like that, the civil rights, sorry. And I think they look at those people as an inspiration, or at least I would hope that they would, because I do. I look at those people. One of the most moving photographs in history that I can possibly imagine is when it was I think it was in Mississippi, where the cop had the canine, and it was just, and there was a Black man just standing there. He wasn't aggressive. He wasn't violent. He wasn't doing anything. That guy was standing on business and not wavering at all. And that to me was one of the most impactful photographs I had ever seen. And it is inspirational to see someone. It's like, and I think it may be a guy thing, but you know, there's points in movies where you get chills, like in 300, when Leonidas is sitting there and he's talking to the Persian emperor, and he's like, they will know that few stood against the many, you know, that type of thing. And that is what moves people to action, is to see that underdog stand up against the bully, you know, and that I'm hoping that people see that today and realize that they can make a difference if they'll just stand up. If one person stands, other people will stand. And that's what we continuously have to do. We have to continuously let people see us stand against the tyranny. And I'm just hoping that the Black community unites and stands strong.
Mm-hmm. And I think that that's what's happening. I think that when you saw what was happening on the Edmund Pettus Bridge last week, when you see what's happening at the Ebenezer Church, in Georgia. So Ebenezer Church in Georgia is where, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King used to preach. And he pretty much ran the civil rights movement from, the pulpit of the Ebenezer Church in Georgia. And now Raphael Warnock, is the leader of that church. And now he is doing it. And he invited, we played it on the live a couple of weeks ago. He invited AOC there, and she fucking brought down the house. You wouldn't think so, but she fucking cooked, she ate, she did all the things that the kids say nowadays. That means that she did good. Like
She left
really
no
did.
crumbs.
You
She
left no
no
freaking crumbs. Like
Yeah.
she really did. Yeah. Like that, our people in here that is always with us, they could tell you we watched it. It was freaking phenomenal. Absolutely loved it. Appreciate you. I'm like trying to like hit my gift gallery situation. She did so good, right? King of Peasants, Peasants Rising. What an epic name.
King
did
of
so
Peasants,
good.
I want to respond to your comment where you said that they will declare martial law. Let them declare martial law. If we all unite and they declare martial law, then that means that we've won. Essentially, we've won. The minute that they have to declare martial law to put down the order of the people, the will of the people, then that is when we have reached that point of a tyrannical government, the governments that needs to be overthrown by the people. And so I say, let them do it. Give me your worst.
The thing is, like you guys, there's blue state governors that already have a plan for that stuff. Like, it's not like they could, Stacey and I were talking about this. People are afraid that what's going to happen is they're going to wait until election day, midterm election day, and they're going to show up like stormtroopers and start piling out of these vans at the polling places in Democratic strongholds.
Yeah. I called her. I was like, yo, Lise. All right. Hear me out. I'm just trying to understand. You keep saying this can't happen, but when she messaged me back and she's like, they can't show up like stormtroopers, I was like, she read my mind, because that is exactly what I envisioned, or at the very least, like ICE, just piling out.
Yeah. And so, like, if you notice, like, when ICE is coming to a place, or if anybody, any federal agency is coming to a city, they know ahead of time, right? It's all over the news, right? It's like articles. You got people mobilizing, right? Groups that are mobilizing and like, oh, they're coming to our city. It's because the federal government cannot do anything without requisition forms, and there's no way that they can do it in secret because of the way that our government works, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have to like put in the money for it, right? To do it, right? To have the money to do it, they have to put in for that. They have to say what they're doing. They have to, everything that you do. Like, I am a federal worker. I have to travel once a year to go to another state to do a review. And I have to book it way ahead of time, say where I'm going, why I'm going, and all the things, how much it's going to cost for the rental car or train ticket, whatever, way ahead of time. They have to do the same thing. So they cannot show up like stormtroopers. We would know a couple days ahead of time. There are blue state governors that are already got the, already are planning to send out the state National Guard to meet them if they do try to do this, just so you know. There is also a plan B. There is also a plan B. I can't really say too much about it. And I know that sounds crazy and conspiracy theory and, all the things. Yeah, that's not going to happen. If they try to make us sign an NDA, that's like, it's not, they can't do that. They cannot do that because of whistleblower protections and all that, Grammy. So as soon as they do that, our unions are going to fight it in court. It's not going to happen.
So
But,
I want to say this, when we were having
one sec, T, I just want to finish. So there is our veterans, the veterans in this United States have a plan B, and I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. Anyway, Something I wanted to see during the whole, and look, ICE hasn't stopped with their shenanigans. They're just being more covert with it, right? We know that. But I am going to say this, when the incidences were going on in Minnesota, one thing I wanted to see when Trump was calling out, support for the ICE agents and everything, what I wanted to see was, I wanted to see Governor Gavin Newsom. I wanted to see the Kentucky governor and Beshears and some of those other governors come in and say, it appears like the state of Minnesota is under attack, and we're calling up our National Guard to protect the citizens of this state. And I think if those governors would have stood up and stood together, then that ICE debacle would have been, it would have gone either one of two ways. But I think that is a calling out Trump in a most aggressive manner. And I think that is, how do you defend against a bully? It's like my dad told me when I was a kid, and the only time I've ever had to deal with a bully was you clean their plow, and I did, and I never had to deal with that bully again. I was scared.
Right, the drill.
If you're going to, yeah, absolutely, pop them in their pie hole. And if you were to stand up to Trump in such an aggressive manner, he would not know how to take it. He would not know how to deal with that. He would not know how to deal with it from a legal perspective, and he would not know what his capabilities were. If you challenge that executive power to that level, he would stand down, and he would probably, I think he would realize that the states, literally, we are the United States of America. The states have more power than what people think. So I don't know. Like I say, there's a plan B.
Yeah,
but
there is a plan B. And yes, Alex, the National Guard is the state militia for all intents and purposes. That's why there was this big argument when Trump federalized them, right? Because you're only supposed to be able to do that in an emergency. And then the courts told him, yeah, you can't do that. Right. And he had to stop doing it. That's why he doesn't do it anymore. What do you want to come up for? Arrow MQ person. Every time we let somebody up, they come up and say the N-word. So you're making me nervous, dude.
Casey's like, motherfucking woman.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring you up. Put yourself on mute until I introduce you, and I'm gonna have my finger on the button.
Keep your finger on the button.
He disappeared.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he knew we went about the shits.
Yeah. Is it Hawk? Thank you for looking. I can see who's following them and stuff, but I can't, like, when I click on it, it would not show me anything. Yeah.
Casey was looking at it like, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go
I mean,
ahead.
he had like a bunch of symbols in his thing and something about God first. And I'm like,
Nuck if you buck.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for checking for me. I appreciate you. For looking out, because there was a dude came up earlier, had like just a benign sounding name, and came up and said the N-word straight away. Like,
Hey, what was that?
Can I brag for a
talking
second?
about doing your hair, and you went. I thought you were doing that on purpose. You went right into like nothing was wrong. I was like, oh, hold on, I had to take out the trash. You're like, yep, okay, and then you went like straight on talking. I'm like, yeah, okay.
That's when I had to run out to my car to grab something. Mhm.
Yeah.
I heard you say I had to take out the trash, and I was like, oh, somebody must have been showing their ass.
Can I brag about something for a
Sure.
second? And then I'm going to have to jump off here because they've changed my hours at work.
Yeah,
I
go-
know.
obviously.
I go to work an hour earlier
Yeah,
now.
Stacy's getting ready for work, and I go back to work tomorrow after my 6-day staycation, which was
Oh,
glorious.
That sounds
I
painful.
bet it was.
I know, but I only got 2 days, and then I got a
Yeah, that is
weekend.
nice.
Yeah.
Love 'em,
Thorn
love 'em
Thorn
long.
Bradley followed me
Oh.
on Instagram. It's on Instagram.
You did
so
the
he followed
watermelon
me on
thing,
Instagram.
right?
Yeah.
You did the watermelon thing. That's why he's following everybody that does the watermelon
No,
thing.
I haven't done it yet. I haven't
Oh.
done it yet.
You're probably tagged in it though.
It's possible.
You're
But he
tagged because
followed
I
me
went
on-
and looked at all of them.
Yeah.
'Cause some of
Yeah.
them were new to me, like that
Yeah.
Andrew brother.
Oh,
Oh my
you like
God.
Andrew? You like Andrew?
Oh,
He's very well
yeah.
spoken.
Yes.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How well
It's
spoken
not the
He's got
growling
really
or
straight
anything.
teeth too.
The growling is just the growling.
No,
Yeah,
what did you say, T?
He's got really straight teeth.
Oh, he does. Yeah.
He does.
I noticed because I kind of like look check out people's situation. They're not perfectly straight, but in a quirky, cute way.
Okay. All right. Hey,
Married, though.
there's no shame in here. There's no shame in here, guys. Listen. No, Thorne followed me on Insta, Jolly, and U.S. Marine Corps Angry Vet.
I bet you I got me a watermelon around here somewhere. I'm fine.
Just why said that he has been to a couple of their No Kings
Mhm.
protests. Where you at, Just why?
His little monologue.
About
harder than the watermelon.
about the vasectomy. Did you see the vasectomy video?
That's what
Who
did it. I mean, the
knew that
watermelon
you
was
make
like,
vasectomies
Are you
sound
talking
hot?
about Andrew? Are you talking about
Yes.
Andrew?
Angie.
Oh yeah.
Yes. He's like, oh, I'm getting a vasectomy because these motherfuckers are out of their mind. And I'm gonna protect the women that I'm with because we ain't playing that game.
I was like, can I find you at a local cafe? Do you do spoken word?
You need to find out where you need to know where Just Wise protests are for research purposes.
Research purposes only.
Right, Jen. Yep.
No,
research.
he's in Missouri. He's just north of me.
Figures.
He's probably, I don't know. I'd say he's probably 2 hours from where I'm at.
He's married. At least he looked married. I don't know. Maybe it's
I don't think he is, Stacy. You've got a
I don't
chin.
think he is. The way he's talking about the vasectomy, he wasn't saying I'm doing it for my wife.
because he's
No.
not doing it for his
No.
wife. I thought I saw like one of those black rubber band things around his hand, and I thought he was just doing it for humanity. Like me and my wife aren't having children right now, but he was speaking from a man's point of view because we need to hear more men speaking from a man's point of view.
Lisa
Yeah,
Beth,
no.
I will send you one of his videos. I can't remember his full handle, but I've been following him for a long time. He's got really good stuff. Lisa Beth is like, someone tell me Andrew who, and I'm like,
I was
Alex,
like, Andrew, dude, help us sister out.
yo, Stacy, Alex said that has to be a pickup line in the red state. Like about like I'm getting a vasectomy because you and I.
Yeah, Andrew Ski.
Andrewski, that's who it is.
I
Yeah,
was like, there's a 3 in there somewhere.
yeah.
Mhm. I follow Jolly and Angry. Yeah, me too.
Mm.
What's up, Shorty? I got a vasectomy. What's the word?
What's up, Shorty?
What's the word?
What's good? What's good?
Oh,
Oh,
God,
gosh.
that's so funny.
Did you guys see Jay's? Did you see RTP's? Best one hands
No.
down. Oh my God. Best one hands down. It is not what everybody else's is, and it is not what you think you're gonna see. But Jay's like not like, right? He's
Yeah,
not like y'all muscle heads. So when I saw he was I was like, Jay's doing the watermelon. I was like, okay, let's see what you got, Jay. What tricks do you have up your sleeve? Unless there's like a lot more going on like than what we see on the TikTok. Very clever, that Jay. Very clever.
I love that, Trisha. Christina Talks Tea follows Trisha because Trisha does the updates and the
Mhm.
calls and all the good stuff. Yeah,
Yes, the watermelon. I'm supposed to do that. I may do that this
they're
weekend.
crushing a watermelon between their thighs, Lisa Beth.
Here's the thing, guys. I'm pretty big up top, but I've got chicken legs. I've been on chicken legs my whole life. That's
Men
why I
have
was in.
stronger
We
thighs.
have seen your legs through your jeans out in public, just to be clear, and they didn't look chickeny.
Oh well,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah. But yeah, it's so, and I'm tall. I'm tall. Let's keep that in mind. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna wear some some Tom Selleck shorts and just squash the shit.
Not the Tom
Tom
Selleck
Selleck
shorts.
shorts. Oh my goodness.
Everybody of a certain
The
age
red
knew
ones?
exactly what you were talking about.
Everybody knew what I was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ray
Tom
could
Selleck
definitely
has some
do it.
legs on him.
Yo, Ray could definitely do it. You and Ray should have like do it together and have like a see who can get it.
Watermelon off.
Yeah.
Because if she does it first, I'll never hear the end of it, guys.
Hey, Joey.
Joey did
What's
it.
up, Dylan?
Joey did it.
Did
was
he?
like, "Wah." Oh, sure he did.
I didn't see
Look
it
at this
yet.
Joey's watermelon.
You did the
Look at this,
watermelon
those
video? Oh man.
thighs. And we do know about Joey's thighs because Joey has stood on his chair too.
Yeah, Joey
Does not
likes
miss leg day.
Joey. Yep,
Does
Joey
not
likes
miss leg day.
Legs. Yeah.
Ever.
Joey does. Thank you.
Hey guys, listen, I love y'all, but I got to get.
Love you too.
I gotta
Yeah,
get
I
to
gotta
bed.
get going too.
Yeah. Okay. Love you, T. Good night.
Thank you guys. Thanks for having me up.
Love you. Love you, Rach.
Yes. Love you, Ray. So yeah, thank you, Joey. That was so yeah, that was cute. The little octopus thing.
We love you.
Yeah. So I have to go see this, but yes, Joey likes showing off his legs, guys. Yep.
He
and
really
it's all
doesn't
short
do it.
shorts.
As much as he used to. We used to kind of bully him. He's about the business of saving our democracy these days, right, JoJo?
You're going to. He said he's going to DC on Sunday and didn't even tell us.
Well, I knew, but
I didn't know.
I heard him say it in the live. I thought you were in the live with me.
No, remember when we went to DC and we invited him? He said he couldn't go, and now he's
Well,
going to DC. with
Right,
us.
'cause he was, rightfully a little trepidatious about flying, but this is a
Yeah.
big deal for him. He got, he was asked to go and be a part of something. Can't remember exactly what it is, and that might be because he didn't tell us exactly what it was.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Congratulations, Joey. I don't know what it is, but I am not surprised because you're awesome.
He got him a new suit. He got new shirt, new tie, new
Trending up.
shoes. He has shown us his fit. Jamal had some things to say about his fit, but the fit will be fit. He's gonna do great.
Good Trouble, Jolly, and others are going too. I love that. Networking, dude. You got to network. You got to get in there and network with those guys. Jamal be hating.
He showed us something. Oh, it was his tie. He was like, I got a tie too. Watch. And he pulled it up. Jamal. Silent. He was like, what? We were like, it's a good tie, Joe. It's a good tie. Don't you worry about Jamal. Hating.
Trending Up Conference. Okay, let's see what this is about. Creating for a cause. Oh my God, I love this.
What's the
We
date?
empower creators to leverage their platforms for social good, giving them the tools and knowledge to drive meaningful impact on the issues they care about. Our community connects creators across all genres with educational and advocacy organizations to collaborate, strategize, and amplify today's top issues. By building relationships and providing hands-on resources, we're bringing new voices into the issue, education, and advocacy space. This is freaking amazing. It's the conference is May 31st to June 3rd in Washington, DC. Oh, okay, so you could register to go to it, but registration is
31st
closed
through what
now.
date?
To June 3rd.
Okay.
May 31st to June 3rd. Registration is closed. Apparently you could register to go to this place. To go to this conference.
I may.
I love that.
Skedaddle. Go see my cousin.
That is so cool. Stace, you know what? Our platform is going to get big enough. We're going to go too.
Yep.
We'll go next year.
Yep, they're going to invite us next year.
Yep, they're going to invite us next year. We'll get to meet Joey in person. Well, Joey, we are so proud of you, darling. We are so proud of you. You have built that platform up to be just like this amazing community so quickly.
Organically.
Yeah, organically. We just met you like right before Christmas. And you know, you like were on your way. But I remember a super fan. And I was in there in the chat trying to get people to join up for your super fan, and I kept coming in there and talking shit. And then you had like the next thing I know, like a couple weeks later, you had like 200 super fans, right?
I was
And
probably 36 right behind you. 'Cause
yeah,
we travel in pairs.
we travel in pairs. We do. But we love you so much, Joey. We're so proud of you. You deserve everything, all the flowers, all the accolades, all the things that you're getting. But yeah, you know what to do. I know you know what to do. You get in there and you network with all those people, Good Trouble and Jolly and all that stuff. And you grow your platform some more, because you are headed for amazing things. Just amazing.
Are any girls going?
Oh yeah, they're all
Any lady
guys.
creators? Like, is Erica going or?
Yeah. Are any of the ladies going? Joey?
I'm here. I'm just going to turn off my,
Oh, so there's
my
women going,
camera
but
because
none, he said none that he's mutuals with. So like none of the people we know.
Okay.
Yeah. So nobody we would know probably. That's amazing. That's amazing. You well, make sure you stream and take lots of video and pictures. We want to see it all. I mean, we can't wait to hear all about it when you get back. I'm sure you'll be live later, because you go live every day. We will come in and hang out.
Joey, how many lives are you up to? He has not missed a live. He's going for.
I know. He's like, yep, I will still go live daily. So he's still gonna go live daily even while he's at the conference. 41 straight weeks, Stace. He's been going live 41 straight weeks.
It's amazing. That's the fortitude
Incredible.
and determination,
Absolutely.
while being an amazing daddy to two little mini Rizzos. His babies are so cute.
I know. They really are. I love that video where he's like, you know, like it was like his list of things to do, and there was like all these big things, and it was like his son was like, Daddy, I want ice cream. And then number one, get ice cream, was at the top. That was so good.
Yeah, yeah, mini Rizzos. I just came up with that straight off the dome, Jojo.
All right, guys, we had another amazing interview tonight. Tia Lebrun, she's Tia Lebrun for Congress, I believe her website is. I should have had her say it, but she was breaking up or whatever, and she had to go. You know, we have to support our grassroots progressive candidates. That's the way we make change in this country. Love you too, Joey. Have a good night. We'll see you a little later, darling. Yeah, that's the way we make change in this country. This is the way we're going to do this. This is the way we're going to build this movement and sustain it for the long term, so that we can make really good changes in this country. And you know, we can take care of each other as a community. So yes, Al Green did lose. What's these?
I didn't say anything.
Okay, so Al Green, yeah, really quick, Al Green lost to another progressive candidate. What had happened was they were running in separate districts, and then Texas did their gerrymandering thing, and then they were in the same district, but they were already both running. And the candidate that won was with Leaders We Deserve, and David Hogg, I think it's David, right? He put a statement out. He put a statement out, I think, yesterday, and it was very good. Yeah, they merged their districts, right, Hawk? They merged their districts, so then they were running against each other. But the candidate is really a younger Al Green. You know, not that you could ever replace Al Green. Like, he's a national treasure. And he's with Leaders We Deserve. And David Hogg, you can tell he feels horrible. Did you see that, Hawk? The video David Hogg put out about it? You can tell he's like, this is not what we wanted. This is not why we did this. He was like, but we were in an impossible situation where you had two great candidates. And, you know, we did not want to unseat Al Green, but this is the way it rolled out, right? And we are going to make sure that I think his name is Chris, the kid that took over. I say kid, but he's a young man that took over. That he, you know, embodies the, you know, the legacy of Al Green. So I thought it was really good. I thought it was really well done.
Yeah.
And I mean, not
Has
for
Al
nothing.
Green said anything?
I don't think I haven't seen anything that Al Green said, but I mean, Al Green, you know, we do need younger representation.
We do.
We do.
I feel like Al is probably happy if somebody had to replace him as a young progressive that embodies
Yes.
the same ideals that he's been working for his entire
Mhm.
career.
Yeah.
And maybe he never would have like stopped, right?
Yeah.
Maybe this happened for a reason.
Yeah, he
And
needs,
now
he
Al
needs to
Green
enjoy
can
his
kind of be his
retirement.
mentor.
Right? Like
Yeah.
go enjoy
Yeah.
you, like you served your country for decades. Go enjoy your life.
Mhm.
You know, and yeah, and like he really does, like he just, like, you know, Al Green was, you know, this, you know, powerful Black intellectual, right? Like he was a policy person, policy nerd, right? Like us, Stacey. And this
Yeah.
younger version is a young Black intellectual. He's very policy
Love it.
very policy forward. And so, yeah, I don't think that we are losing in this. And like Hawk says, we do need younger representation.
Mhm.
In Texas, right? If Al Green passes away in his seat, then the freaking Republican Texas governor, Brian's here. Hey,
Hi, Brian.
Here, teddy bear. Teddy bear, teddy bear, teddy
Love
bear.
that teddy bear. Love that teddy bear.
Love That's a Brian teddy bear. Love that teddy bear. Oh goodness. I gotta go catch your podcast episode this week. I meant to do it earlier and ran out of time, Brian. Can't wait to go see it. Yeah, and I'm gonna come hang out with you some night for a little bit and mess with MAGA.
I was
And
hanging
mess
out with
MAGA,
Brian.
and just like
I was,
every time there's a monkey, I'll fucking like go off. I'll like
oh
go
my
off.
God. I was hanging with Brian and waiting for you to go live while I was in the nail salon. Yeah, you hear the rumor going around TikTok, Stacey and Brian were at the nail salon together.
Oh my God. Yeah, usually I do too. I sit and hang with Brian before we go live, but we usually go live at 8 and we went live at 7 right when he did.
Yeah.
So I didn't get a chance. So I saw that he was on right when I went on. But yeah, it's one of these times I'm just going to get up there and mess with MAGA for like a half hour and like every time, like I'm going to fucking like, if he gets his like his robe out and his scepter and everything, I'll be like, bow to the king.
Bow down. Brian, if you ever see me like it announces that I came in, and then a couple minutes later announces I came in, and announces I came in. It's because I'm hopping back and forth to see if Lisa's live. I gotta leave to see if Lisa's live, and then I'm like, nope, not yet. Going back in Brian's live.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah. See, it's I'm gonna wait though, Brian. I'm gonna wait till I feel real petty, and then I'll be like, Brian, can I hang with you for like a half hour?
You
Can I
know
have-
you
can
will
I-
love that.
Oh my God, I would love it so much. I would love it
You'll
so
love
much.
it.
Like, yeah, like when I'm like having my crash out and I want to call them all, you know, rich bitch cocksuckers.
You know what your title should be? Chief Petty Officer.
There you go, Chief Petty Officer. Yes,
Chief Petty Officer Lisa.
yes.
That's funny.
Love it. All right, love
who
you
should we
all.
raid?
Thank
Who
you.
should we raid? Who should we raid? Who should we raid?
Oh yeah, raid. Who is on, Brian? Did you check? Who did you send your people to? Who did you send your people to?
It better be us.
I know. For real. Well, Brian came to see us, so Hector is on. Oh, Hector's on Politics with Matt. Cred is on. B, like there's so many people. Sweet Peaches. Da, 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 da. Let's go
Okay,
rate
Polly.
fee. Let's go rate fee. All right, fee
Okay.
talks back. Let me see. Let me see what her actual handle is. Fee influence me. Oh wow, that's a lot. Okay, hold on, guys. Hold on. At fee not in me. Is that it? Yes, I think I got it. There we go. I just put it there. If you click on it, I think it should, like, you should be able to copy it or whatever and paste it in a thing. I sent them to Caleb tonight. He's just starting his live, so I tried to help him out. Oh, I don't know. I don't think I know Caleb. He must be one of Brian's people. All right, we'll have to check him out. I'll have to follow him next time I'm in your live, Brian, so we can support him, because we got to support each other, especially the
we do.
newbies. Right? We want to support our new people. We'll support each other, and you know, we're all in this together. All right, guys, love you so much. Thank you so much
Love
to our,
y'all.
thank you so much to our producers, Jen, Marnie, Tammy, who couldn't be here, she's busy, and Farah. Thank you to our mods, Titus
mods.
and Cheryl, right? And also, you know, our producers do double duty as our mods. Thank you so much to Tia Lebrun and T-Dubs for joining us tonight. And thank you so much to my girl, Stacy.
Thank you, Lisa.
Always helps me hold this shit down and do this thing. Always have so much fun. You was off too, Cheryl? Okay. Love you guys. We will be back on probably Friday to just do a regular show. We don't have anybody. Good night, Brian. We don't. Good night, Tricia. We don't have anybody booked yet, but it doesn't mean that we might get somebody on Friday. Sunday though, we have Tyler Vandenberg, who looks like a freaking life-size Ken doll. He was a Marine. And when I say like a actual Ken, like, go look him up. And I don't say that like disparagingly. I'm telling you, like, I am fangirling over this kid. Everything he says is like gold. Everything he says is something I like thought, or that we have thought at some point. He actually said, we need to break up Fox News. He actually said those words.
Yeah.
I'm like, sold.
Sold.
Tyler Vandenberg. It's Tyler, Vandenberg. Vandenberg. Tyler Vandenberg. He's out in California. He's running for Congress.
All right,
So-
I'm dropping.
Okay, babe. He will be here. Love you. He will be here with us on Sunday night. I think at 7:30. Yep. Make him bring a watermelon. Yep. So, yeah, can't wait. So he is our next candidate that we're interviewing, but we will be back on Friday, either Friday or Saturday, to just do the news and hang out, and maybe we'll do a topic. I don't know. Maybe we'll do a panel and invite some of our creator friends to come up and talk to us about some, you know, topic that we come up with. Those are always fun. So, all right, guys, love you much. Thank you so much for all the taps and the likes and all the stuff and the shares and all